Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Kingdom of Rin campaign on HereThereBeMonsters. I'm Mercy, your game master for the night, and today we're picking up where we left off last time. The party is just arriving back at the town of Capstone. They were out scouting the ruins of an ancient city for evidence of the Orc army's activity. There is concern that the Orc army may be encircling the town of Capstone. While there, they discovered something sinister under the ruins. And they're coming back now to Capstone to report back what it is that they've found. And they're hoping that they find a capstone that's still in one piece. Because while they were gone, there was a major storm that came through. And 2 funnel clouds were seen in the area around Capstone. We left off last time. The party arrived back at town a bit after supper time. And that's where we're picking up today.
The peace was lasting, long and true, from mountains to the ocean's blue. Man and elf and dwarf and gnome lived together, hearth and home. The cities grew, then kingdom came, the wise and true. Long may he reign. From cult to church, the truth was spread. The heretics were filled with dread. First they lied, and then they stole. The peace we had, no longer whole. They sought to kill and undermine, but truth was found before the time. We banished them, all but a few, then built ourselves a kingdom new. No longer marked by war and sin, Banar did give his grace to men. No gods, nor fiends, not great nor small, can penetrate his peaceful wall. From mountains to the ocean's blue, this peace will last us long and true.
Welcome, and welcome into our players.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello.
So, we left off. You guys were kind of just arriving at town. I think technically we had said that you had arrived, but that was just a way to kind of put a pin in the session. So it is after supper time. It is the evening of the 18th day of mid-spring, and it's been windy and overcast during your day of travel. Ava navigated you back very cleanly to town. You didn't have any trouble. Nobody got lost. The route was very efficient, so you made good time. And it looks like there may potentially be more storms rolling in the relatively near future. So I guess tell me, I know most of you sent me some things that you'd like to do, but when you arrive to town, I guess the first things first is, what does town look like? Obviously there were significant storms in the area, and to your surprise, at least where you are right now, kind of approaching from the north of town, the palisade wall and everything that you can see from here actually looks totally normal, like you would expect it to.
Well, looks like those storms weren't too bad.
Sigh of relief. Everything looks untouched. Quick, we must head to the church to relay our report and what we found.
I'm going to report to the guild. They need to know what's going on.
What time is it when we get here?
Probably like 7 or 8 o'clock. Like it's past dinner time, but it's not like super late.
Would there be a shop that's open somewhere?
That
Still-
depends a little bit on what kind of shop. Also, sweetie, remember when you do that, for whatever reason, that stuff shows up.
I was moving it over.
Well, I have this rug and painting.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. I wanted to see how much they were worth before
I don't
going
have time
to
for that. We must report this immediately.
Well, I don't want to go to church and they'll be like, I'll buy that off you for 5 gold. And then I'll be like, I don't want to. But then they'll be like, but it's your duty because it's important. We need to study it. And then I'll have no choice.
Skabosh has vanished and is already heading for the guild. Like, she doesn't have time.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't need to be there for you to, like, report.
While they're arguing, I'm reading through the parchments. Not the book, the parchments.
Okay. Are you like, are you going to go to the inn to do that, or where do you want to be while you're dealing with the totally not evil literature that you have?
Oh, I was just kind of reading it while we're walking, but yeah, I'd probably head to the inn once I realize that Skabosh has just up and disappeared. I'll find it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty much arriving at the door and then like breaking huddle and everyone's.
And seeing that Rubato is obviously not following towards the church, I kind of insist that this is of a definite evil nature and must be purged of all of its essence and must be dealt with. That this is not something to be trifled with.
Well, yeah, but last time I brought a book there, they took it from me.
That's
I
what I'm
found these.
saying. Yeah.
But you are being rewarded with something as well. Please, this is not something that you should be dabbling with a simple mind. Not to say that you are simple-minded, but it may be something that is beyond your
Simple mind.
comprehension.
I mean, it can't hurt
Watch
to just
your tongue,
read
Sonny.
it. And
I
then
mean
give it
no
some
insult, but
favor.
this is something that is just...
Shots
Like, nothing
fired.
bad has happened to us so far from the walk from the one place to here.
These books I'm going to be reading over first myself. I doubt they even have the cognitive abilities to even understand what these are.
And what if by chance what you are reading could be some sort of summoning and you are releasing some very essence upon this town? If you do not understand what it is that you are reading, please, I beg you, do not go away from this. Please
Talk
come with
about
me to
blood
the
sacrifices. I wouldn't be doing any blood sacrifices. No summoning would take place. Believe me, I know a lot more about spells than you do.
Perhaps the sacrifices have already released its nature and that this is already been released and you by reading the book have already begun the process. Please, I beg of you.
I'm not reading the book yet.
I don't feel like reading a book would be the end step to an evil ritual. Just
Do you
saying.
understand and study its nature?
No, but I
The mummy.
can.
Who makes
Yeah, I was gonna
reading
say,
the
cut the mummy.
instructions the last step?
You must not read from the book.
Without studying these things, we won't really know what they are.
You are not the person to
I
be
think it's
studying
good
this.
for them to read it first.
You
then
Well,
we-
neither is the church.
Absolute academics of this nature of good and evil and holy should be in a
Academics are
contained,
what I
sealed
do.
environment. Please.
An in-room is a perfectly clean environment for reading books.
Mhm.
You leave me no choice. I will not resort to violence, but I must report this against.
You can report it all you want. They're not my church.
Look, we weren't even on a mission there. Like that evil ruin for them. Like that's not even the reason why they sent us there. So we have no reason to have to give stuff up to them.
But if it brings danger to the town and its people, I must report it.
You don't know that brings danger to the town, though. You're just assuming.
True. You always have a tendency to assume the worst.
Against all odds, yes. I will assume the worst if it means protecting people. I'm sorry, and I begin to walk off towards the church.
Do it yourself.
I'm just gonna take like
All
one
right.
step back at a time and like slowly exit the conversation.
We gotta get you a different end room at a different end so they can't find you for a little while. You read as much of it as you can.
I'll figure out what's going on here. Then they'll have something to report. Let's go.
Well, I want to go to the store still with my things.
Okay, so yeah, so to hop out of character really quickly. So, but here wants to try and find somebody to pawn his stuff to. Alandite is going to storm off and go to the church anyway. Rubato wants to find a place to cozy up with his stuff. Ava is going to do something, and Skabosh went to her guild.
Yes.
Okay. Also, I'm getting some echo, presumably
About
from
here.
Rocket's speakers, but I'm hearing myself.
Yeah. 1 second.
Starting things off fresh today.
Precisely. All right. Well, Pixie already knows where she's going. We don't have to do any wayfinding there. So, let's start with that. Obviously, you know where to go and how to get yourself in there.
I don't have my notes to remember the guy's name that I normally talk to.
That's okay. I can pull it if need be, but for the sake of time, you go and
I'm going to talk to my guild leader.
right.
So
yeah, you skirt your way through the streets. You know, even though the activity level at your guild or the activity type at your guild has changed, you still use a lot of the same locations and like secret passages and whatnot. Old habits die hard, and they probably still carry some use. So you sneak around a little bit, find the way in, you know, do the secret knock, etc. And you know, this time of night, he's probably not like readily available, but that's not to say that you couldn't get a hold of him if you need to.
well, I think it's pretty urgent, so
Sure. So you get let in. The doorman doesn't. That's not usually somebody that you speak to. Like that's usually kind of an entry level person that doesn't really have permission to know things or whatever. So they kind of just let you in. Do you want to try and go straight to his quarters, or do you want to try and find someone else to get him for you?
well, I'm a pretty high level operative, so I just go to his quarters.
Okay. You make your way through. You know, a few people side eye you a little bit for just kind of like skipping protocol, but nobody says anything because you're kind of known here, not necessarily by everybody, but certainly by the majority. And you get over, you find the heavy wooden door, and it is. You see light coming from underneath it, but it does not open to your pull.
I knock.
Make a listen check.
First dice roll.
15.
Okay. You can hear that presumably he is in there. You hear the scrape of a chair and some like footsteps, and then some like kind of paper shuffling, and just like the sounds of something being done. Give it 10 or 15 seconds, and then the door opens, and he looks a little perturbed at first, but sees you and like kind of like steps out of his room, you know, kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder and like kind of guides you back over to one of the common areas.
It's worse than orcs. We traveled there. We found some gnomes and a human. They were missing a dwarven friend. So we went to the ruins where the friend disappeared. We found that there was a secret passage. We went down there, which was very unsettling. But we found bones, lots of bones. Looks like a ritual of some kind. And one set of the bones was the dwarven friend, who hadn't been gone that long. And the bones were completely stripped clean.
Like, it looked like they'd been flayed?
I can't explain it. There was nothing left. There was also text that our gnome had found. He has that. He isn't with me, apparently.
Our gnome.
Yes, our gnome. Different from the gnomes that were there.
He takes a second to think, kind of purses his lips, squints a little bit, and is like, you know, he knows that you know your way around a knife and like what a knife does to a body and whatnot. And so your report of not, like, you know, essentially not having a theory as to what happened is very concerning.
I think there's some kind of evil magic involved.
Tell me, I don't know anything about that, but it does sound that way. Tell me more about the pile of bones, or...
Yes, there was a pile of bones under a very evil, malicious-looking lantern. And there was another area that had a bunch of skulls stacked on top of each other. We covered the entrance, but it's still... We intended to take Alondite's people back to deal with it, because it seems like the church should be involved, but I figured I'd also let you know what we found.
I as much as I hate to say it, I think you did the right thing. We'll definitely do our own research, because I don't really, you know, trust them to be forthcoming at best with anything that they find out. But this is way, I mean, you know our roots, you know our story, you know what we've dealt with historically as generally, you know, pretty mundane, pretty straightforward way to make coin.
There was also a rat that seemed intelligent, like it was watching us.
He make a charisma check.
$14.
As you start to say that, he sort of interrupts you with kind of like a chuckle, you know, and kind of like a hand on the shoulder, and he starts to say like, oh, and the walls were, oh, you're being serious.
I am.
I couldn't fathom what that means, but give me a few days and I'll try and I don't even know what I'll try and do, but somebody has to have some answers.
On our way out, we saw funnel clouds heading towards town. How did nothing happen? Seems like nothing has been affected.
You've always had a bit of an issue seeing past the end of your nose. I would hardly say that nothing's happened. You probably just haven't been around town enough yet. One of the whirlwinds touched down in pretty much in the middle of the lake, and I heard some of the gnomes calling it a water spout. Never heard that word before, but it's spun up something fierce and was throwing water everywhere, and it actually seems to have drained the lake out a bit, which is a bit of a problem in and of itself. And it made landfall kind of right on the edge of town. So if you keep going over, you'll definitely see some buildings that got beat up by it. And then the other one, I don't know. That's kind of outside my purview. It touched down outside of town, back toward the mountains.
It hit the lake?
The first one, yes.
Is there anything else that you need me to be doing? We're going to be escorting a marshal as part of my community service.
It's like, yes, you. I'll go and deal with the demons and devils and whatnot, and you go play with your nobles.
Very well. I take off to find Alondite at the church.
Okay. How about Ava? What are you thinking that you want to accomplish back in town?
I think I want to go inform Randall, like my superior, also of what's going on. I think he would want to know and see, like, I guess, because I kind of like left like the other scouts behind, so kind of also like checking in on those scouts and see what they've been up to, and yeah.
Okay. This time of day, Randall probably wouldn't be actively on duty, but you probably know where to go and find him anyway. Do you want to try and go find him at home, or do you want to wait until tomorrow for that?
Maybe I'll go see if I could find some of the scouts. Maybe like when I left, like I was working on the wall, so maybe I could like head over to the wall and see if like there's still some scouts working over there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys were only actually gone for 3 or 4 days, so they're probably still on like construction shift for another couple days.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just kind of like check in and see if like any, I don't know, just kind of get an update of what happened while I was gone.
Okay. Also, just to touch on really quickly, I saw that you tried to change it, but I think maybe you only changed the server profile one. Your picture, as adorable as it is still the kitty.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll fix it. Sorry. I did.
It's okay. Or dog.
It's either my name or the profile like picture that doesn't change, right, for some reason.
Yeah. So it's okay. And sometimes I did try refreshing it on my end, but maybe you just try and change it again and then let me know, and I'll refresh it again and see if that fixes it.
Sounds good. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I got distracted by that part way through, so I listened to most of what you said, but I missed the part about Randall. Do you want to try and catch him tonight, or do you want to try and just go meet up with kind of your peers for now and then talk to him tomorrow?
I'll just meet up with my peers for tonight.
Okay. Yeah, so you head back out to the area that's kind of working on being expanded right now is like the northeast kind of like quadrant of the wall. And generally the way that it works, at least for the scouts, is you tend to have like a 10-day where you're deployed, a 10-day where you have some sort of like municipal duty, and then a 10-day of off time, to attend to whatever personal matters you have or what have you. So you had a special mission previously, but broadly speaking, kind of like your detachment.
Sorry, it's Odin's dog toy. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. But your detachment had been on civic duty and like I said, working on expanding the palisade wall out in the specific area. So you know right where to go. This time of day, there's just 2 or 3 people left working, stragglers who didn't finish their prescribed amount of work or what have you. But if you want to try and roleplay anything in specific, you can. But I think just broadly speaking, it's easy for you to go out there and shuck some wood and help tie some stuff together and just kind of spend an hour or so with your comrades before you wind down for the night.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. How about Alendite? Sorry, names are hard.
Okay. With a haste and pace, I'm going to be running into the church.
Okay. It's a pretty come and go as you please sort of arrangement. So there's not, you're not like contested or anything. At least to go into the primary building.
And like swing open the doors and be like, Captain Leona, please forego all formalities. I need Captain Leona to speak to her immediately.
How long do you think it would have taken me to do my thing and get back to Alondite?
I mean, if you're rushing, like a half an hour or less, but realistically, you probably like spent some time doing other stuff, like talk to a few people. So I don't know, probably a couple hours.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I was pretty much like I immediately head back towards Alondite after I was done.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Make sure you're talking into your mic, not to
I
me.
am. I just randomly appear behind you.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be that quickly, right? If you both went directly to where you're going, then you wouldn't be there yet.
But I probably show up like 15 minutes later.
Yeah. All right. Make a just kind of a general charisma check, not really like diplomacy or anything, but just kind of how how much can you like exert your hurry upon the people that are there.
18 plus 2.
Okay. Dirty 20, I'll take it. So, there's like a few supplicants there. There's a couple of priests of various levels. It's certainly not like a busy time, but there's a handful of people around. And you like burst in making a racket into an area that's normally relatively somber, especially at this time of day. And the kind of like head cleric that's currently there, like scuttles up to you right away and like not like shushes you in a bad way, but just kind of like has that air of like wanting to like deal with this and move on. And is like, what's approaches you kind of like with that demeanor. And it's like, what's going on? Why would you need to talk to her at this hour of the day?
I approach him into like an intimate space and express my immediate need to see her with dire news of urgent nature. Like, I need to see her immediately. There's been events from our scouting mission in the northeast at Capstone Mountain by the ruins of Old Capstone. Please, I need to see her immediately. It is very urgent.
He as you're talking, he kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder and just kind of like guides you to sit down on like the nearest bench or whatever. Not in a way that's like suppressing you, but just kind of like in kind of like a paternal way, kind of trying to like hear you out, but also like calm you down a little. So he's like engaged with what you're saying. He's like, all right, son, I'll go and like check in and make sure she's about. I actually don't know. Get yourself some water and give yourself a second, and I'll be right back. And he like scurries away back towards where her office is. He's gone for just a minute or so, and he says, all right. She's you're in luck. She's here still. She hadn't gone home for the night. Go ahead and go back, and peace be upon you.
And with you as well. May Bana be with you.
And he just he goes back to what he was doing, like lighting candles and incense and like that kind of thing. He left the door open for you, so you don't have to.
She's in her chamber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at her chambers. Paladin Leona, and I salute and stand upright.
she hops up and gives you a salute. It's not half-hearted, but it's not the most energetic salute you've ever seen. She's out. Welcome back, Alandite. I'm curious to hear why you need so greatly to talk to me. It sounded like you were more on a mission for Randall.
Forgive me for coming in at this hour and to see you. Yes, the nature of the mission was for scouting orcs and activity and to report back to Randall. However, the nature of what we found is not something that particular scouting mission would be for. What we have found is of an evil nature and should be dealt with by paladins and clerics and of church nature. It is very disconcerting and of a sacrificial nature by this, I am sure. And I pull out my, I have my, the religious banner that I found, and I talk about the book that Rubato has in great detail, what I believe to know.
Okay. So her initial disposition, it's not aggressive or anything. It's just not like outright or exceptionally helpful or anything either. It's just very neutral when you first come in. And then as you're talking, she like ushers you to like pulls out a chair for you and ushers you to sit down, and then like circles around behind you fairly quickly and like makes an effort to close the door. As you're like shouting about like evil out in the woods.
Evil.
And just for myself, I don't remember. Do you have any physical evidence with you?
Yes, I do. I have an unknown religious banner that I ripped off the wall from behind the altar.
Okay. Well, yeah, roll some dice for her. Are you unwrapping that like kind of as you're speaking, or are you kind of like bombarding her with all of that and then getting that out later when she asks for it?
Not when she asked for it. I would give all the information, and then as I finish that, I would lay it out and say, and here is a religious banner that I found, along with a book that one of my compatriots has and refuses to hand it over.
Oh, so you're just straight up. Okay.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Here comes the bus. Beep, beep. All right.
Rolling me under it. Yeah.
All right.
No ill will on him whatsoever. I completely understand his choices. However, I absolutely am fearful of what this may bring.
Okay. So like is she's listening, she like sits down, like leans forward, and then like it pretty much as soon as you unroll like that or unravel the like mat thing that you have, you see her eyes, like it's subtle, but you see her eyes like kind of widen, and she says, "You found this like at the ruins?"
Correct. In a sealed off temple / an area underneath the ruins.
She's like, that can't be. That doesn't make any sense. I need you to stay here for a minute. And then she gets up and leaves the room.
As she's leaving, I say, please understand that the gnome's position and how he would not want to give the book, as the last item he gave was not properly returned. Please understand his position.
She is just kind of dismissive, not in like a what's the word I want? Not in like a pejorative way, but in like a hurry way. It's just kind of like yes, like that's all good and well, but he may be playing with forces that are beyond what he anticipates. Do you know where he
That
is
is
right
my fear
now?
as well. That is my fear as well. No, I had separated with quick haste to alert you to the current situation.
And she was like kind
Last
of
I
one
left
foot
him
out the
was in the
door,
market.
right, when you stopped her for that. So she just kind of nods and pulls the door closed behind her and leaves the room.
I slip into the room.
Okay, sure. Timing's probably close enough.
Make a stealth.
Alondite, what have you found?
I haven't found anything yet. However, the church is, for the first time that I've seen in a while, concerned and not dismissive.
Yeah, the guild is the same.
I'm very concerned for Rubato and what he may be getting himself into.
Where is he?
Last I left him was when we parted ways in the marketplace.
This gnome's going to cause trouble.
All right. About 5 minutes later, she comes back to her office, and are you staying, or are you just like slipping in?
Oh no, I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
I'm a witness to what happened.
Yeah, that's fair. She walks into the office, like, sees you, just barely breaks stride, kind of raises her eyebrow and sighs, and goes back, and presumably you're like sitting in the chair where she was, so she goes back around and like sits behind her desk instead.
I explain the situation as to why Skabosh is here, and I allow her to further explain as to, or testify the situation in further detail, but without repeating the same situation over and over again.
Did you tell her about the dwarf that had only been missing for like a day, and we found his skeleton completely ripped of all flesh and cleaned?
I have not explained in great detail.
Yeah, that's the disconcerting part.
Yes.
And the pile of bones, and the lantern, and the drain, the big drain in the middle of everything.
And I sort of wave my hand forward in like please elaborate and explain more, please.
So actually, before you can even get to that point, she hears a few of your descriptions and kind of like, I don't have a way to pantomime this. I think it'll show up on camera, or I guess not actually. But kind of like elbows up on the edge of her desk and kind of like head down. Kind of that like runs like fingers through hair, like kind of like stress motion. And she says, "Yes, that doesn't surprise me. Who else have you told about this?"
My guild master.
I really wish you hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I report.
With all due respect,
I report to my guild master. That is my job. I am his operative.
With all due respect, Captain, should not all military personnel be alerted of the situation and keep an eye out for such manners?
Whatever that group of allegedly former misfits wants to call themselves, the military certainly is not among it. I recognize that there's been a degree of collaboration necessary here, but you are on community service right now, if I remember correctly.
We've done more to help Capstone than the church has recently.
I'm not even going to get into that with you right now. The fact of the matter is, you are working for us right now. You are working for Capstone right now, not for your petty thief of a master.
I put my hand on Skabosh and say, please, not now. Can you just... I understand, but please.
Just be careful. The snakes are always in the shadows.
So she has been, pretty forthcoming and like pretty helpful prior to this point. But she definitely bristles at that. Says, "You dare threaten me in my own office."
I'm not threatening.
You absolutely are. I'm not an idiot. You can enjoy some extra community service for your lack of respect for authority, and you're lucky that I don't do worse.
Can I try to calm her down with a diplomacy check? Or any sort
Sure.
of calm the mood? Nine.
Hold on, let me pull up the chart for that.
Just trying to calm the situation, saying I've had outbursts too in times of anger, as you know. Please.
She it's not, she's not in like a rage, but she does kind of whirl on you and like put her finger in your chest and is like, don't test your luck right now. I understand that she is your charge, and your friend beside, but there are more important things afoot right now. I need you to leave that with me, and I need you to go and find your friend immediately.
I say, we'll do it once, and I salute up straight. Thank you, Captain.
I just turn on my heels and walk out the door.
Also, to be clear, I personally am not mad at all. That's great, and it makes sense in character, and Pixie's not like trolling. It's definitely relevant. So, bravo, sweetie.
I love it.
All right, so I guess that means it's time to find the man of the hour here. Or is it? No, let's drag it out a little bit. But here, make me a what did we go with? Was it knowledge local to like find specific stuff around town? I'm pretty sure that's what we were using.
I don't know. I think I pinned when I got the plus. I thought it was gather information.
Well, so gather information is like talking to people. So it's like going around like, hey, like, you know where I can find like blah, blah, blah. Whereas like knowledge is what you know intrinsically.
Could... One sec. I actually can't find it before I wrote it down. I thought it was in our pinned post, but it's not there.
I thought it was too. I'm searching for it. If we can't find it in 30 seconds or so, we'll just move on. But it should be there. Are these posts getting older as I scroll? Yes, they are. Okay. That's so weird. Yeah, I can't find it. Do you have knowledge local?
No.
Crap. Okay. That's fine. Just use gather information.
He said just +2 bonus to locating stuff around town.
Oh, okay. That's why
In
my search
general.
wasn't finding it. Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Are you like are you
like,
wandering
walk
around
around,
town
ask
like
people, like,
flashing
hey-
this thing, or are you just like, hey, like, do you know where I can, like, a merchant that I can try and offload some valuables to?
Probably the second.
Okay.
Like, hey, do you know somewhere where I can like sell some like things, but not necessarily someone who's like specialized and stuff, like has a wide array of buying things.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a gather information check.
Okay. 8. I think it was search that we used actually, but
Well, search is
I got
like
8 for
I
that
search the
information.
drawer for the thing that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was something else. I don't know why I can't think of what it was we were doing.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I don't think it would make a significant. That's weird. I don't know why the HP command didn't work. The boxes might need to be checked in the chat box, sweetie, if you don't mind. When I was updating chatbot stuff, I might not have gotten those reactivated. They're all dead. Dave has 10,000 out of 10. Dave is now the avatar for deity. She's also kaiju sized. Too late, new tune. I think the way I'd interpret that, I guess, is anybody that you kind of bump into is like, yeah, not really anybody that would be open this time of day.
Mm-hmm. Well, would I get, like, if I wanted to go tomorrow, would they tell me where to go?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Like, okay. Like, if it wasn't necessarily right now.
Yeah, it takes you a couple people to, because everybody else is just kind of like, no, yeah, I'm just like a random, like whatever, random peasant kind of person. But a few minutes later, you find your way to somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, if you go kind of around the corner, third building down on the right, sort of deal, you can find there's kind of a general wares shop. They sell, stuff for homes. Excuse me, like clothing and. Furniture and that sort of thing. There's not a whole lot of that around town because most people aren't really spending money on that right now, and there's other things to do. But there's one or two shops.
Okay. And I'll go find Rubato because I'm also interested in the book after I'm done doing that.
Okay. So Rubato, did you tell anyone else where you were going?
Nope.
Awesome.
I'll just go. I'll
and
probably
honestly,
end up at the tavern if I can't find them. So.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So, and I actually don't remember where did we land, Rubato? Did you say you were going to go to the tavern?
I was gonna try to find a room or something I could hole up in, just someplace out of the way where I would have some private space for me and my documents.
Okay. What's how do you want to go about that? I have a couple of ideas, but I don't want to front load you.
Suppose I would just ask for if there was an inn and try to find one that is not the one we had been to before.
Okay. Yeah, well, because really what you have been historically going to is more of a tavern, right? It's actually a pretty common misnomer among like medieval fantasy that like all taverns are inns and all inns are taverns, and that's not actually true.
And I'm pretty sure I actually stayed at Scott Bosch's parents' house all the time as well, so I don't think I actually stayed in a room there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so that's part of the reason I was asking. So you want to go and find an inn room versus going to the tavern or going to Skabosh's family's house.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's not hard to do. You haven't been there before, so it takes you, 10 or 15 minutes of kind of making your way around town to to find something, but otherwise it's not difficult. You're just a random citizen looking for a room. Generally speaking, as far as that goes, the accommodations are broken up in the player's handbook by poor, common, and good. Poor accommodations are essentially like you buy floor space. Common level accommodations are probably still a shared room, but you get like some sort of a raised platform to sleep on. They provide a blanket and pillow. So it's still very much a communal accommodation. So you would need to pay for a good quality room to have like a truly private space.
Yeah, and through this whole process, I'm not exactly being sneaky. I'm just trying to find a private space.
Yeah,
so,
well, I mean, you don't even know, other than the fact that Alan Dyke left in a little bit of a huff, like, you don't know that any of the rest of that's going on, so.
Exactly. So yeah, I would procure a room for the night, and whether or not I stay in the whole night is a different story, but just to have some private space to study some documents.
Okay. Yeah, so the innkeep, greets you at the door, brings you in. It's not raining yet, but it definitely looks like it's impending at this point. So greets you at the door, lets you in, just kind of gives you a quick once over with his eyes to make sure that you're not like dripping wet or whatever, because it's going to rain soon. Brings you in and just kind of like goes back around to his ledger and smiles, says, common room for you?
No, I'm looking for more of a private space. So something where I can be left alone for a bit for the night.
He kind of raises his eyebrows. Fair enough. I have a few good rooms here. I don't, they don't get rented out super frequently. So we just check here and thumbs through the ledger real quickly. And how long are you planning on staying? Just tonight?
Just the night, yes.
Okay. Says, well, we do prepay if that's all right with you, but 2 gold and the room is yours.
Certainly. And how much to have some food brought up?
Well, a meal befitting a private room would probably run you a half a gold.
I'll throw in an extra gold just for the service.
Certainly, sir. And he, he's just a working man, like normal, lower merchant class businessman kind of guy. But he does his best to kind of like scuff a little bit of a bow to you and leads you up to a room, hands you the key, and says, on my honor, this is the only key. You'll find you have your own chamber pot, you have your own fireplace, and table, chair. Let us know if you need anything else.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And then I'd go in and start a fire, get nice and warm, and spread out the documents and cast Read Magic.
Okay. Let me copy paste a few things. Chat says, burn the end down.
We'll see. Give me time. Gonna die here. I'm gonna die.
All right. So you take a few minutes, unpack your stuff, take off your boots, get everything laid out. Maybe a half an hour or so passes, and there's a knock at the door.
Yes.
I'll just say it was the same guy. You hear a voice you recognize. It's the guy who says, I've got your food here, sir.
Oh, fantastic. And I'll go and receive the food at the door.
Okay. So, he's actually even got it on a tray. It's not silver or anything. It's a wooden tray, but it has like maybe silver or something, maybe a little beat up, but handles. He's holding it by, and he brings you in a nice like cut of mutton and like a potato, like a baked potato, and like good mug of beer, and it looks nice.
Oh, this looks fabulous. Thank you so much.
This is, my pleasure, sir. Enjoy your stay and let us know if you need anything else.
Of course. Close and lock the door. seat myself with my tray and the documents around it.
Okay. Let me message you on Discord real quick.
Bum, bum, bum.
I wrote all of this out ahead of time because I'm good like that.
Yes.
So we don't have to sit here for 15 minutes while I hash out my my thoughts and get it all typed out and everything.
I knew at the last session I was going to dig into this book one way or the other.
Yeah, I figured it was coming. So, it's and you said out loud like that you were casting read magic also, right?
Yes.
So it's worth pointing. I would message this to you, but it's fine. This is just kind of general game information. Read magic lasts. It has a duration. So I think it's 10 minutes per level. I can look it up if you really care. But you're only going to get about halfway through this little book on one casting of read magic.
That's fine. That's all I have prepared for the day. So
okay. Let me make sure that I paste you the version, like the non-DM version of this, because there's definitely some parenthetical statements that you should not have right now. I was just about to enter, and then I was like, that doesn't look like it should be in there.
Ooh, it allows me to identify glyphs of warding. And once I read the magical inscription, I can read it again without having to cast read magic.
You can reread the text that you have read without casting read magic again?
Not the rest of the book, though,
Right.
I'm just enjoying the details.
Okay, there's that. And I'll let you peruse that, and we'll switch scenes here again. All right. So yeah, Bahir, really you've only spent 15 or 20 minutes kind of around town so far. You make your way over to the inn and not the inn, the tavern. And you see faces that you recognize from around town, and at this point you guys have been in and out of this tavern a handful of times in the last 10 days. So the barkeep is kind of like wiping down a mug or whatever, and kind of raises the mug up to you in greeting, and it's it's nice, it's warm, it's cozy in there, but you don't see anybody that you're expecting to see.
I'll go sit up at the bar and talk with the barkeeper about rumors and stuff around town.
Okay. No, actually, you didn't even have to do that, because gather information is like wandering around and doing that as an activity. So that's not a check that makes sense to do. Do you want me to message you rumors or just say them out loud?
Whichever you want to do. I don't mind.
Okay. I'll say it out loud. I think it's so I'm assuming you like buy a mug while you're at it.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't forget also those of you that are spending money to actually mark that off of your character sheet. So yeah, you get to chatting with him, and really just kind of give him a how's the weather sort of discussion, and almost maybe kind of tongue in cheek, but he's like, well, I surprised you don't know, but we had crazy storms here a few days ago. And a few businesses down over by the waterfront actually got destroyed by that crazy windstorm that we had.
Well, that's horrible.
And you kind of chat along with him a little bit, and make just a kind of a raw charisma check for me.
All right.
Gosh dang it! I've got something trying to get in my eye. Sorry, what was it?
17.
Excellent. Okay. So you chat him up for a little bit, and then you catch on that he's kind of, like withholding something, at least at first, as you talk to him. But as you chat, just, and I'm assuming you're not just like bending his ear the whole time, but it's like when you talk to a bartender, it's kind of, intermittent. But as you sit there over the course of, half an hour or so, he kind of like warms to you a little bit. And then, as he's kind of telling you about all the goings on around town with, after the storms and everything. And he kind of leans into you and gives you kind of a conspiratorial grin. And he says, I heard that that storm weren't natural. Me and my buddies are thinking that that may have actually been the storm warden.
The storm warden? Who's that?
As he says it, he gives you kind of like a knowing, like, it's stated like a matter of fact kind of thing. It's like a knowing nod. So you can still ask him if you want to, but you get the impression that he expects you to know what that means.
I'll let him. If he's gonna keep talking, I'll let him keep talking. I won't interrupt him, but.
No, that was a statement. That was
the storm warden, huh?
He says, yeah, they, them church folks are, don't like us talking about that. They try and say it's not but superstition and that it ain't worth our time. But I don't know. That seemed pretty worth our time the other day there.
Yeah, that was some crazy stuff happening.
You said you don't have knowledge local. Do you have knowledge history?
No, I'm also not from here, so I mean...
Right, I was just going to have you roll with a higher DC, but...
I don't have any knowledge, it's just...
None, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm none.
Okay, so same thing. So he he's pleased with himself for letting you in on his little conspiracy theory, and he kind of saunters off to go about his work some more.
Okay. So I probably shouldn't go asking around who the storm warden is based off of that interaction.
I mean, you could try.
I'm like, I'll just ask Golondite later.
What?
Is there anything else in particular, or you just want to kind of like wait here for people to show up?
I'll just kind of wait here for people to show up, or like if nobody shows up, I'll go to bed.
Okay. So I think we can bounce back to Alendite and Skabosh. What's your process like for trying to find Rubato?
Do you think he would go to the inn with those documents?
I think he would have found someplace quiet and alone to study out of prying eyes, because last time, even with his scribe, he seemed pretty protective and secretive. I don't think he would have wanted, especially in this case, he wouldn't have wanted anyone to say. I don't know if he would have gone to the inn.
So that rules out the tavern. How many inns are there?
This place is small. The only one we've ever known of was that one, and maybe, I don't know if it's still open, if it would have been closed down because of the recent events, or just because this one just grew in size. We can go check out the other one on the other side of town, but I doubt he'd know about it.
Maybe we should grab Bahir and do a divide and conquer.
Sure. Yeah.
But I would probably try not to go after him because he might try and vanish with the book.
I don't think he'd run away from you. If he saw me, absolutely. You, not so much.
All right.
You could probably approach him and just be nonchalant about it, where if he saw me, he would absolutely...
How many inns are there?
He knows I'm already trying to get it from him.
Yeah, it's true.
What was the question?
How many inns are there? Like inns?
It as far as kind of, like major public facing establishments, there's really just the two. There's the tavern. So it's not actually a tavern and inn. They're just right next to each other. So it's two separate owners. And then there's one other one. So that one's kind of up closer to the north gate, the one that you're at. Or sorry, not that you're at. The one that's connected to the tavern that you've been to before is kind of up closer to the north gate, and then there's another one kind of closer to the shore side of things.
All right, do you want to take the north one and I'll take the other one?
It's worth a shot. I doubt it's still open though.
Might want to grab Bahir. Maybe he won't run from Bahir.
Good call.
All right, I take off for the other end.
Okay. Whatever.
Before she goes, like I say, if he's in the inn, pull him out for me, because if by chance Rubato's in there, I don't want to spook him. So call Bahir out.
All right, I'll do what I can.
Okay, so Skabosh is going to get Bahir and go cross town, and Alondite's going to go to the one on the north side.
No, Alondite's taking
Bahir with me to the one across town.
Oh, okay.
Because Bahir, he probably won't run from Bahir.
Sorry,
He'll
I'm a
run
little
from
distracted.
Alondite.
There's like a hair or a fuzz or something that's been trying to get in my eye for the last like half an hour, and it's driving me crazy.
Well, maybe we could take our break and you can go look at it.
Yeah, we might need to in a minute here. I think I may have gotten it, but we'll see.
All right, so yeah, I head to the other inn.
So you are going to the north then?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for the sake of time here, if nothing else, like we already know that you don't find anything at the north end, so we can role play through that if you really want to, but
No, I head back to the other inn then
Yeah.
and just let him know. This is the only place he could be.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are splitting at the same time, right? So you're going to do that while they are going to the other end.
So I go and I just see nothing, so I start heading back to the other end. The shore end.
All right. So, well, and I guess by the time you... Oh, yeah, what am I thinking of? Sorry, this is where my not being able to visualize things really is a hindrance. You guys are going to the same spot for right now because Alondite's going to get Bahir, who is at the tavern that is next door to the inn that Skabosh is going to.
Oh, so then yeah, I just come out and come back around and be
Right.
like, he's not there. So
then, if you want, really, the three of you could go to the other one.
yeah, we do that. Well, if Bahir wants to come with us.
I mean, honestly, I really don't care that Rubato's reading the book.
Yes, that's my boy.
You're lost in your cups.
I'm like,
Alright.
whatever. Like,
Let's just
stop.
leave him here. We'll go see if we can get Rubato out.
Bahir had maybe one more mug than he meant to while he was chatting with the innkeeper, and he's just like, meh.
I mean, Rubato's his own person, I trust that. I actually don't trust him, but it's not my place to
He
tell him
shot
what to
you.
do.
It's true. He did shoot you.
Can we think about this for a second? He has a paranoia with the shadow people. He is now researching a book that he may not fully understand. There is a place if he wants to study these things, and it is in a safe environment, and wherever he is not the safe environment for this. Please, I need you to understand this.
I mean, if you guys want to go hunt him down, I'm not gonna stop you, but I don't particularly feel like I need to stop Rubato either. So I think I'm just gonna sit out on this one. I've got a nice comfy seat here and some good gossip.
And where's Ava in this?
She's probably still finishing up working on the palisade. Like the plan was to spend like an hour or so out there before, going to the tavern or going to her barracks or whatever.
Yeah, I can like make my way back to the tavern or something after. After work drink.
Okay, well, I think trying to rally the troops may be a little lost in time. The urgency to find Rubato is definitely of high priority, so...
Yeah, no, we need to head over to find him.
Yeah.
It's time to play Where's the Gnome?
Whack a gnome.
Where's Rubato?
All right. So just the two of you then, I guess, is set out. It's like the town is large in that, there's a few thousand people that live here, plus the businesses and whatnot that support that. So it's large in that it's not like a hamlet, but it doesn't take a super long time to walk through. So you know the general area where the inn is. Even if you don't remember exactly where it is, and as soon as you make your way down there, it's not hard to find.
I would investigate any sort of inviting corridors or of anything of that manner that may be like any studies or in any place of a lit, inviting nature that may be quiet, but also a place to study, not the inn, but just a shelter with fire and a quiet place.
Sure. Yeah, make
Along
me
the
a
path.
spot check.
Do you want the negatives with that too?
I want the total result. I didn't see. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, total result for sure.
-5.
There's a town.
Fantastic.
You've even been there before.
You have a -6 spot?
What are you looking for?
Oh, sorry.
We got to
Not a
get to the
negative,
inn.
A -4, and I fudged that number.
Okay.
I've never had a 6 swim that my bad.
Like, why are you
-4
up in that
spot.
tree, Alondite? We have to get to the inn. Come on.
He could be here looking through his book in a quiet place. You never know.
I think he would want a locked room. I really
can't
feel.
climb. This is a tree that he can climb, and it's away from a place that I could go. It could be a place that he could be.
That's actually genius.
I do believe he would be in a locked room, not in an open space. Come on, let's go.
As you're kind of heading down there, the rain that has been very clearly building starts to set in. Sorry, dropping things. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, right? You spend a moment quarreling and make your way down there. It starts to rain. You step inside. Probably no specific reason that either of you would have necessarily been here before. Like inside of it, as a patron. But it's just a small, front room office. Probably not more than 10 by 15. Probably even smaller than that. With a little desk and like a nice cushy chair off to the side of the desk. Nice, relatively speaking, but certainly nicer than the stool that's behind the counter. And the innkeep, as I described before, but not that you guys have seen, kind of bustles over to the door as you come in. And do you guys have like cloaks? I don't feel like it's something that we've really talked about.
I do. My face is covered, remember?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I guess theoretically, because I have a cold weather outfit.
Yeah. So, he kind of like holds his hands out in a gesture that you interpret to mean that he's offering to take your cloaks.
I leave mine on. But I pull out my
I hand mine
coin.
over 'cause it's
I pull out my coin purse. And I slip 2 gold coins in his hand and say, "We're looking for a gnome."
So he's standing there like going like this to like take your cloaks from you, and instead of a cloak, you hand him gold.
Yes.
He's just like, he just kind of looks down at his hand for a second, and like, okay, a nice room for you then.
A gnome. I'm looking for a gnome. That is what that money is for.
Lightly clothed in nature, mustache.
What's that?
Lightly clothed in nature, mustache.
Sorry, I know what you're talking about, but that reminded me of the crappy mustache that Skabosh drew on you.
But it's raining, so
It's probably like, if there was any of it left, it's probably like running off your face right now.
Oh no.
He's a friend of ours, and he might be in danger. We need to find him.
Wow. Okay, we'll make a. I know that you're not lying outright, but you are like, the reason that you are here is like still somewhat false pretenses. So make a deception check.
Can I do any assistance? Being a paladin of Bana, showing the book and assist her roll in any way.
What is deception on this thing? You mean bluff?
Bluff. Sorry. Yeah.
We changed to 5th edition halfway through the episode.
That's a 13.
Yeah. You see, you can pretty much always aid another. Is the terminology. So you can make your own bluff check to like kind of add to the story. And your description is good of trying to kind of lean on your station or whatever.
11 plus 2, 13.
2 13s.
I actually forget if aid another is 10 or 15. Hold on. If you roll a 10 or higher on your check. So that's a 15 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even care if you know. Bro rolled a 2 for his sense heading. Wow. I'm mixing up all my games right now.
Good lord,
for his
honey.
sense motive. So he just takes it with a big grin and says, "Yeah, I suppose wealthy people have wealthy friends. Welcome in. Are you sure you're not wanting a room also while you're at it?"
Maybe later.
Says, "Yeah, I've just got the 2 nicer rooms. Don't devote too much space to it because they don't tend to be rented out real often. Go up there, you'll see one of them's closed, one of them's not."
Thank you. Monolandite. All right. I'm going to attempt to open lock.
And he kind of like happily totters over back behind his counter and like puts the money away.
Would I have been finished reading the book at this point, or what I could have read?
Yeah.
All right. Then I would just have it all tucked away and sitting there eating,
All right.
enjoying my feet up by the fire.
Okay, so you want to try and open lock?
I do not open that lock.
Okay. Make a...
That's an 11.
Excellent. Make a... I'm going to say sleight of hand check. To see how quiet you can be. I know that move silently is its own thing, but I feel like move silently is for like sneaking your whole body. So I think sleight of hand.
Am I doing this too?
No.
Oh no.
That's an 11.
Not unless you were trying to help her pick the lock.
Okay, I'm just leaning against the wall beside the door.
That's an 11.
An 11. Okay. Rubato, make a listen check with the DC 11.
Watch him actually hear it.
That's a 10.
Ooh.
Sounds like chewing.
Yep.
All right, can I do one more try?
I mean, there's no other than somebody like coming upon you. There's no like penalty for retry unless it's trapped or something.
That's more like it. That's a dirty 20.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. So do the same thing. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand again.
That's not my roll. Hang on. No. How do I get rid
You
of
should probably
it?
take the first one. That was 11.
No, I'm trying to get rid of my dice.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll just do this.
What? I mean, why not just re-roll the same one?
'Cause that's an 18. 18.
Okay. I mean, you might hear it, probably not, but go ahead and make a listen check again.
Ooh, he heard that one.
Oh.
21, natural 20.
But does the door open before or after he hears it?
Well, so he hears you picking the lock.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you have no further context to that, Rubato, but you hear somebody like jimmying the mechanism of the lock in your door.
Okay. Seeing as how I have no idea they're actually trying to find me. And I've already tucked my documents away. I would jump up with my leg of lamb, my mutton, in one hand, and get ready to cast a spell. Kind of hiding behind the table a little bit.
Alondite, the lock is picked. However, he is a magic wielder. We don't know how many spells he might be able to use right now. We should probably be careful in opening this door. So I would probably not kick it down. Just throwing that out there.
Chat's trying to goad him. They say it's shadow people.
I wonder, is there...
They found me.
So we're not strictly acting like in combat turns or anything, but broadly speaking, like, are you just ready to defend yourself, or are you like preparing an action to cast a spell if someone comes in?
Ready to defend myself,
Okay.
I think is the better way to say it.
Silver Skulls' first chat is fireball. It's the only way to be sure.
Okay, so boss, we're not looking to harm him.
We're not-
These are friends.
We're just gonna open the door slowly, but try and not be in the doorway. Actually, no, you got your armor on, right? Do you have your armor on?
I do, and it doesn't protect against fire and stuff like that. Okay, he's not. Just we're gonna call out his name and come to reason about this.
I wonder if we could just prop the door open a little bit and say his name.
I'm just gonna swing it open, like put my foot around the door and swing it open with my foot and say.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're standing like,
Oh, God.
around the side of the
I'm
jam,
on one side of the door.
and then you're gonna like kind of heel, not kick, but like heel push it open.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Rubato.
Oh my God! He's gonna think it's shadow people.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Okay, now I prepare a spell.
Well, okay, hold on. As hilarious as that is, make a wisdom check to like see if you recognize the voice.
Oh god.
Oh no!
That is a -1.
You guys have such terrible spot and listens. Is that our second one of the night too?
Oh, phenomenal. So yeah, you have no idea. Your door just unlocked itself and opened itself, and there is a strange voice calling out to you. It knows your name.
How does the hallway look? Is it shadowed?
Oh no.
I mean, you guys didn't say anything about bringing in a light, so
No,
yeah,
so unless there's like lights in the hallway, unless there's candlelit
it's not
hallway.
a modern inn with wall sconces and LED
God.
bulbs. It's,
No,
it's probably
like
dark.
torches or something. Fine.
Oh God.
Okay, well, here we go.
I cast color spray.
Oh, well, that's not bad. All right. What's the DC for that? What do we roll for that?
I think we were just blinded.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if it would even hit you.
Oh, because I'm off to the side, so yeah, it depends.
But I suppose that's up to DM if that would affect through the wall, since they were behind the wall.
So cones are kind of weird when it comes to that sort of thing, right? Because they can kind of bend around a corner, so to speak, because of the way that the cone is shaped in a square environment. However, you have to be close enough for that to happen. So what is the range of the cone?
15 feet.
How far away from the door are you?
I am standing behind the table, so for all I know, it doesn't even reach the door. I just see a door open to darkness, and something says my name.
You know, I'm trying to think, because the room, it's big enough to have a single bed in it and a single table with like one or maybe two chairs and a fireplace. So it's probably like 10 by 15. And it would have, if there's a square, directly in the doorway, and then squares on either side of it, you would still have line, like you don't see, you're not looking through a pinhole, you're looking through a doorway, so you don't just see straight ahead of you only, right? You see like an angle of view, so you would see the corners, at least the back corners of those adjacent squares, which means that you would have line of effect to the squares that they're in. So yeah, they need to make a whatever saving throw against your color spray.
That is a will save.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
18!
9.
Oh!
All right, it's your spell. You describe what happens to Alendite.
Oh!
How many hit dice does Alendite have?
1. You all have 1 right now.
11.
Okay.
No, hit dice, not hit points.
Oh.
Then he is unconscious, blinded, and stunned for 2d4 rounds.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I did. Oh. All right.
About as good as it could be.
Yeah, so you open the door, call out to I almost said here to Rubato, and then the last thing that you see is just kind of like just barely like peek around the door jamb is like a kaleidoscope, a rainbow of colors, and then
It's
blackness.
Like sniffing that spray all over.
Yeah, you smell pink.
I walk into the doorway and step over Alondite.
And you see strawberry.
Rubato, we gotta get you out of here. The church is coming for you.
Whoa, what are you doing? Why didn't you just knock?
Because you have a tendency of doing stuff like this.
Well, when things sneak up on me, I just see an open door into the shadows. I got worried, you know?
Also, we didn't think that you'd let us in because Alondite was with me.
Oh, we can still talk.
Okay, well, we'll
Throw
wait.
a little bit of the book, so
We'll wait for him to wake up then. Yeah, the church is probably looking for you, so if you're done with the book, we might want to give it back to them or get you out of here.
I'm not done with it yet. I probably need another day or so.
Well,
It's a fun story. It's a good read. I'd let you read it afterwards, but it's
a good piece of nonfiction.
So the issue is that they're gonna come looking for you, and this is the only inn in town, my friend.
Well, I mean, I have no problem giving it to them, but I would like to read it first.
I don't know if they're going to give you that option. They're probably
I
going
didn't give it to them right away.
Well, the thing is, if they find you, they're going to take it from you, and who knows what they will do to you. Probably throw you in jail, because they like to do that. So
They'll put me in jail?
They
If they steal from me?
yeah, because they want that book.
Isn't that
It makes no sense. But we could probably give you like, well, if Alondite would wake up, we could probably try and see if there's a way that we can keep. I
think my favorite part of all of that was the level of aid that you provided to Alondite.
Yeah.
Thunk. You just step right over him.
So yeah, we
better bring him in here before our lovely innkeeper has questions.
All right, yeah, we close the door.
Try to drag him in. Are we even strong enough together?
I probably am.
Why am I feeling like a not ally at this point?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, they're gonna come for you. We came for you first, but I have a feeling that they won't be as nice. So
I don't think I'm gonna be as nice.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, next time just knock or something.
All right, so what for me as the game master here, what like, are you hiding away with him, or are you just waiting for Alondite to wake up and then the two of you are going to try and hoist him back to the church?
Probably wait for Alondite to wake up and see if maybe we can come to an agreement between Alondite and Rubato to let Rubato look at the book.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to think, we're close-ish to when we would normally take a break. So I was trying to think about where to draw a line there.
Nap time is nap time.
That being said, it is magical sleep, right? Like, you can essentially just slap him and
True.
wake him up, like.
All right, I go over and just kind of.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
It does say he's knocked unconscious, though. Does that?
But is it magical?
Is what magical?
The unconsciousness.
Yeah. I mean, I guess let me look at the wording, but yeah, I think it's just like magically puts him to sleep for a turn or something.
Well, once he wakes up, he's still going to be blind, so that's going to be a bit of a problem for a few minutes.
Oh, although, yeah, the wording is unconscious, not asleep, right? What's the wording on the sleep spell? Welcome back. Oh, and the wording on sleep is magical slumber. Okay, sorry. So he is not asleep. He is unconscious. He's in a magical coma, essentially, briefly.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like for less than a minute.
Yeah, it's not very long.
Let me see here. The next round, he would be blinded and stunned for 2 rounds.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then he's just stunned for one more round. So that's a total of 5 rounds before he's back to normal.
Oh, okay. No, so this is even better. So it's only 1 round that he's... Oh, no, and stunned for 2d4 rounds. Okay. We'll roll 2d4 real quick.
I did. I rolled a 2.
A 2? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, it took a second for her to walk in and, like, talk to you, and then, then you guys just talked for a little bit longer. Talking kind of technically takes no time and is a non-action, but also obviously takes time. So really... like, while you guys are kind of like wrapping up that conversation, then Alondite wakes up but is blind and cannot move, and you hear Rubato and Skabosh talking.
Yeah, you guys should have just knocked.
Like we said, we were convinced that you would run if you saw Alondite coming.
Well, then, I mean, you could have knocked and you could have came in first and discussed things.
We weren't thinking at the moment.
It happens to the best of us.
All right, well, what are we going to do at this point? Alondite, Is he gonna come out of that?
Yeah, he'll be fine in just a couple seconds. It doesn't last that long.
What did you?
I just
What did you hit him with?
color spray. It's just a lot of bright lights. I saw darkness and the door opened randomly, so I threw some lights.
Oh dear. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know how amenable he's gonna be to letting you keep that book now. He was definitely wanting it back before. I think this time around I don't know.
Oh,
It's like percussive maintenance, but percussive diplomacy.
Aggressive negotiations.
What have you found so far? Is there anything we can do that might leverage you keeping the book long enough to read some more?
I already read all of the parchments previously, right, Mercy?
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of those. It was like I don't remember what I said, like 3 to 5 like loose leaf pages. So
Well, we could turn these in.
Okay.
I'm done with those. I have nothing of importance to me.
Is there anything in the book that you've read, though, that might maybe allow us to leverage you keeping it?
Well,
Because I don't know.
also, you guys don't know this, but Alan, you can totally hear this part of the conversation.
Yep.
can he talk, or is he just
Not yet.
No, he's still stunned. Did you roll a second 1d4 for the?
Yeah, it was
2 rounds.
yeah, 2 more rounds.
Okay.
Well, it mostly is just kind of goes over some a group of people trying to summon demons to a material plane. So they had some communications with the demons. Nothing, too crazy. I mean, besides summoning demons and that sort of thing. But so far, nothing of real use to me. But I'd really like to make sure, as the last one did have use to me.
So far, reading this book hasn't actually caused anything to happen, right?
No. I'm gonna roll a bluff check on that one.
What was the question? I missed it. That's the DM.
If reading the book hasn't actually caused anything bad to happen.
Got it. Okay.
Because I did hear some things, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
that would be a bluff of 25.
I probably can't beat that.
Jeebus. Why do you guys roll like this when we're in combat?
What is the thing? What is the thing to?
Sense motive counters bluff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to beat that, even if I got a nat 20.
Well, remember on a skill,
So, it's
like
a 9.
yeah, it's also an automatic success. So I'd have you guys roll it off if you're not 20. But
Oh, it's a 9.
so yeah,
9.
he seems to be sincere.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just like this could just be a good children's book to scare kids at night, for all I know. Why it was written this way, I couldn't tell you, but I'm almost done with it. I'd be done with it by tomorrow and be able to give it to him.
And probably about this time, Alan. Oh no, wait, and then then you regain your vision, but you still cannot move.
I kind of go over and try and I don't know, just kind of poke at him.
I mean, yeah, you can see that his eyes are open.
You all right there, Tin Can?
I wave my hand in front of his face, like can
You
you
can see my eyes blinking, and if there's any expression on my face, it is like just angry.
Maybe I should just leave now.
No,
Probably more surprised, right?
You're not
'Cause
going
got
anywhere.
stunned while you were looking at the Rainbow Road.
You really should stay here because they are looking for you.
Welcome back, Rocket. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say at this point, Alan, you're free to move as you will.
Okay, I stand to my feet. I'm like, that book needs to be confiscated
Alondite.
now.
Alondite.
Do not finish reading it under any circumstances.
Belongs
Listen to
in a
me.
museum.
When you finish a summoning, does it start to summon before you read the words or after you finish the complete book?
Alondite, question. I don't know a lot about magic, but don't you actually have to speak the words out loud in order for it to work?
There are many different types. Speaking in anything or reading, just opening the book can begin any sort of summoning sequence.
I mean, the book was already open when we found it. I don't think that would have been...
You're not certain how much has already been started. This book could be completely unstable. You could flip a page and it could start the next sequence of events.
I mean, I can tell you what was in it. It's nothing that bad.
I do not want to
These documents are
hear
more
what
what you
is
should
in
be
that
worrying
book.
about.
And the documents.
The documents you should be worrying about. Those are the things that actually have some inscriptions and stuff. I'll give you those.
And pause for a second. And you can, for a matter of fact, without reading the text, determine what is and is not document, text, and spell.
Well, yeah, I'm a wizard. That's what I do.
Without activating it.
Do I need to roll a bluff check for that, Mercy?
Probably.
I don't know. Are you bluffing?
I don't think so.
I don't think that what you were saying is factually untrue, and I don't think the only other reason that I would call for bluff would be is if what you are saying is being said with the intent to mislead. But I don't think either of those things is like relevant here.
No, not really.
My
intent is just to hold on to the book for one more day.
Right.
What if the book itself is cursed?
What if you stayed with me while I finished it?
I'm not, as flattered as I am with that sentiment, I'm not qualified enough to deal with these sort of things.
But that's the thing. I'm a wizard. I am qualified. More qualified than a church is.
A few days ago, I could have helped you with this, but then I've made poor choices, and I can't. And I'm trying to make the right choice now. Please.
Alondite. The church isn't being forthcoming with all things. Something is going on, and they're not going to tell us. And if this book goes to them before he finishes reading it, we'll never know. Leona will only tell you
if that book ends everything in existence.
I don't think that would be the case.
But you don't not know either.
Uh,
Are you willing to risk everything for this?
I am. Because information could be in there that we won't find out because the church won't tell us, and then we won't be prepared to fight for against whatever's coming to us.
Besides, without the ability to read magic anyways, they would have no clue what this is.
That
They
is
need
also
somebody like me to be able to describe it for them. Would you entrust that to somebody like me, or would you entrust it to one of their apprentice scribes?
an apprentice who could very well mess it up and cause more problems.
I absolutely agree with that. I am just wishing you would choose to do this in a protected environment where they can watch over and banish anything that comes out of that book.
Alondite, the last time we brought a book to them, they took it away and told him he can only have one spell out of it. They're not going to let him read it. They're going to take it from him, and we're not going to find anything else out.
We need his information. This has it.
Just pondering these things. This is not the right... Keep the book. but I cannot. As far as things go from here, the church is looking for you, and I am looking for you, but I can't help you from here.
I understand. Finish this first thing in the morning, and it'll be yours. I'll bring it to you. I have no ill will.
That nothing happens to you or to anything from this. I pray that nothing happens, please.
Nothing will. We'll be fine.
Okay, so are you going to stay with them, or are you leaving with the, like, probably ill-informed thought that you have slightly more plausible deniability if you're not there? Alan,
I'm not gonna. I won't be staying.
Okay. What about Skabosh?
I'll hang around in the hallway.
Okay. So are you staying up all night?
No.
I have to rest.
Actually, I'll take the room across the hall, put on the innkeeper, and take the other room.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you already functionally paid for it.
All right, yeah, I just do that.
Okay. Yeah, you go down and get the key and whatever. Okay. Easy enough.
Before they leave my sight, when do you think is the earliest time you will finish that book?
Well, need about an hour first thing in the morning to go through my book as usual. After that, maybe another hour to get this deciphered, and then I'll have a deciphered copy. Not for my keep, but that way they can actually read it.
Ah, you're gonna decipher it so that they have a common copy for them to be able to understand what's in the book.
Is your so you're restricted by magic stuff to decipher?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it translates it for anyone to be able to read it. It translates it for you to be able to read it.
Right. I was going to actually just ask you that if it was possible for me to scribe a common.
Oh, yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah. I thought maybe you were interpreting read magic to mean that it essentially cast on the item and then made anyone able to read it, which is not what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so I was going to ask it.
You can absolutely copy it, yeah.
I was going to ask if Rubato could somehow hasten or exhaust himself to finish before dawn, but if he's restricted by magic, then no.
Yeah, I only prepared read magic once. I wasn't expecting to have lots of documents to go through.
Yeah.
This is why sorcerers are superior.
I will murder you in your sleep, sorcerer.
In the Team Jacob, Team Edward of Sorcerers versus Wizards, I am firmly in the Sorcerer camp, personally.
That's nice, but you're wrong.
Are we breaking?
Yeah, so I think we Bahir and Ava were both kind of being a little bit lighter touched with their activities for the night. So Ava was doing like an hour or two's worth of work and then essentially like going out with her work buddies. So you find there are other taverns, right? But I think that one kind of by the north gate is kind of it's the easiest to get to. That's why it's there, right? Location. So you head in there with a couple of your scout buddies and also see I keep wanting to say Rubato. I don't know why, but here there.
Bahir's probably pretty drunk at this point. While all this has been going on, he's just been drinking. So he's like, "Hey, more people to drink with," and he'll come over.
But here and I are on the bar doing like karaoke. No, just kidding.
No, I love that. You should totally bring the house down. Absolutely.
Hey ho, to the bottle I go.
Yes, I'm so happy that you know the actual lyrics to that. Okay. And then, well, so I guess Alendite, to where are you retreating for the night?
I'll be going back to the church to have a meal before dinner, and then we'll go from there.
So as a thought, they sent you to find Rubato. If you come back without Rubato and are just like dinner time, there's probably going to be some objections to that.
Oh yes, no, sorry. I would absolutely do a report that I was unsuccessful in my search.
You're gonna have to roll a bluff for that, sir.
Yeah. So I report to, is Leona present? As I enter the front doors.
So you are actually going back empty-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's waiting for you to return.
I have searched from my known locations where he would be. They have not bared any fruit. I will resume in the morning. I'm quite exhausted from my ventures from the previous days. I do require sustenance.
That wasn't entirely a bluff. That was mostly truthful.
It is still very, much... For one, he did straight up lie and said that he exhausted all of his options and didn't find him.
Right.
But for two, I would still say that it falls under the statement is being made with the intent to deceive, so it's still a bluff check.
I'm just backing up my tin can.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's not good.
Oh well. Oh no!
Amazing. Let's take a break.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mean.
I'm just reading what Amras just said in our group chat. He said, DM asks everyone, what's your plan? What are you going to do today? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. We'll all go 1, 2, and 3. All right. 1, Y, banana. Make your own sense motive check for me, Alendite.
Hey, that's not terrible.
19.
So as you're, because you talk for
17 because I don't have wisdom. Sorry, 17.
You're good. 17. As you kind of weave your way through this this quick tale of lies, you notice that her body language changes. She stiffens. She kind of like her eyes unfocused for a second, and there's a pause. And then she stands up abruptly from her table, draws her sword, and tells you to disarm yourself immediately.
Oh boy!
But I meant to say he wouldn't
Immediately.
give me the book peacefully yet. Please, you. And I drop my mace and my lance.
Well, that's strapped to your back. That would be that would be a bit of an ordeal. But yeah, you're drop the can. No, she's not telling you to strip. It's pledge night. No.
Oh my gosh.
And with my hands up, I explain the situation that without taking his life, that he would not release the book, and that I will give the location.
That you'll tell her where he is.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew you should have left.
She says, yes, you will, but after that, you are going with me to a cell, and you're not getting out of it until we have him and the book back.
Oh no.
We're both in danger.
Yep.
And so when you first start to protest too, she's like, you have been brash, you have been brazen, you have been dishonorable, and now you have been dishonest. You are running out of second chances, young Alendite.
I have not done any of it in any means to be destructive in any way. I have meant no harm, and I am sorry. I will take you.
Sorry. She says, be that as it may, one can intend to do good and still do harm. And she's not like escorting you at, gunpoint, so to speak. She just like wanted you to disarm yourself. So you turn around and she like unstraps the lance from your back and then locks her office door, sheathes her weapon, locks her office door, and then like escorts you to the the nearest holding cell, which is obviously not in the church. Like, she has to take you over to probably the jail where you first recruited Lazarus from.
Does he find Lazarus in there?
Yes, he is in there.
How many more
You
days
too?
has it been? Yeah, it's like the meme first time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not my first time.
I like how Amlas and Chad is goading you on to become a full-on fugitive.
I mean, this is all of his own making. Let's be honest here.
I do like how you just like knowing how dice rolls go for you. You decided to just lie to her with your full chest.
Either make or break. It could have been.
I applaud your courage. So I mean, it's otherwise without incident. Like, she's somewhere between mad and disappointed dad. You guys didn't exactly start your relationship on the best of feet, and I'd say any goodwill that you had fostered, I think, has been more than used up at this juncture. But at the moment, she's not just being punitive to you because she doesn't especially like you. Like, she has bigger fish to fry, and she doesn't want you going out and helping any more than you already have. Is she the one that he threw things at? Also, yes. Well, not at directly, but he did smash up her office when they first met. This is this is the paladin / militia captain of Karen Dite fame. Don't have to bring back a shrubbery. I am Roger the shrubber. Okay. Sorry, need to get back into focus.
I mean, the good news is they're not going to be quiet when they come looking for Rubato.
Yeah. I'll hear him coming. I hope the innkeeper really likes me.
All right, so this is, I guess, for those of you at home that if you missed it earlier, this is Leona, Captain Leona. So she escorts Alendite to a cell. It's been long enough. Lazarus is actually probably not still in there. And then I guess you don't know, but she sets off from there. I mean, that didn't take very long. I don't think you guys would be like asleep or anything.
I guess we can make spot and listen checks.
not even spot though, right? You're closed in like an in room. So, yeah, I think just if you really want to, or if you just want to pass for narrative's sake, that's fine too. But if you, Rubato and Skabosh can make listen checks.
Nope. I hear nothing.
Jesus. Feast and famine the last couple sessions. Skabosh rolls natural 1 on her listen check.
12. Is Skabosh in the room across from me, or is she?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, maybe she was just really tired and fell asleep earlier than expected.
It was
also,
a
so
long
you might
trek.
wanna sit up a little bit more, or camera a little bit. All right, so you don't hear it early, right? Because it was a 10 total, right?
12.
Okay, 12, but still. You don't hear it early, but a moment or two before the vigorous rapping on your door, you hear the clomping of several sets of booted feet. And then a loud tock, 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 tock on your door.
Are there any other exits to said door?
There's a window. Amlas, I like the 3 p.m. start. I am awake. So ironically, part of the reason that we hadn't done D&D at this time previously was because of how we didn't think it would be feasible for you guys to schedule with like kids and bedtimes and whatnot. But I definitely feel like I'm more focused and like we're getting, even though it's narrative, like we're getting more done as well.
I agree. Are we on the main floor?
Second floor. Good rooms. Good rooms are upstairs.
So I could die going out.
That's true, you could. I mean, you said you hid the book, right?
How's your climbing skill?
I tucked the book away back into my clothes and stuff. I did. I'm pretty sure I gave the documents to Alan. No, did I? I don't know if he accepted them.
No, not officially, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just give them those.
As you're standing here debating your options, you hear less of a knock and more of a bash, a heavy thud on the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could try and bluff your way through and just say that the documents were all you found.
That's kind of what I was thinking, actually.
I have a feeling they're gonna
Oh, wait, I'm not there. I'm asleep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're asleep, but you definitely didn't hear them until maybe they were right here. But
yeah, you can explain away the not hearing however you want. I was just saying you fell asleep
Just
early.
the book out the window.
Would she have heard the bashing?
Oh, that's true.
More bluffing sounds good, says Silver Skulls.
The difference is Silver Skulls is I'm good at it. Although in that one won't matter. But yeah, I'll just walk over and open the door.
So yeah, I rolled a 15 to listen for the bashing of the door.
Okay, yeah, you hear it. It's effectively, don't overreact to this, but it's the terminology in the player's handbook. It's essentially sounds of battle, which is one of the like modifiers. So
yeah, I'll go and open the door. And as I open it, does it open in or out?
In.
In. Then yeah, I'll step back with it.
Okay.
So that I've got a little space between me and whoever is there.
I mean, you're a little gnome. I don't think you got much space.
Sure.
Pick a number between 1 and 6 and then roll a d6, Rubato.
We're gonna go big 6.
Okay. You
Takes one
open the
before
door
ghosting
kind of
and
as the yes, an integer, none, thank you. You open the door as the like militiaman who's been trying to shoulder it open is kind of like backing up across the hall. So he's not like in the middle of a charge or anything.
Oh, so he's like full on in attack mode kind of thing?
I mean, he's not armed, but like they knocked on the door, you didn't answer. They like knocked on the door loudly, you didn't answer. So they started trying to like bash the door in.
Oh. What's the meaning of this? This is ridiculous. I come to stay at an inn and I've got somebody ready to bash me?
Oh my god.
Of course you would try and handle that way.
So we're just done
I
with
can't keep it
phrasing,
together.
right? That's not a thing anymore.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Oh
I have
man.
to I have to get a page up on the SRD. Mood dice? Oh, I believe we're way past that. But for those of you that are new
Third
here,
mood
I
dice,
do have
triple
two
angry.
D6 that have moods on them that I like to use for like more inconsequential mood decisions for NPCs. But I think the mood has been set. Okay. Oh my god. So you open the door and and start to like blabber about hospitality and manners, and pretty much without hesitation, you've met Leona at some point, right?
I think yeah.
Yes, and she denied me healing.
Oh, right. Perfect. So Leona and two just kind of like general foot soldiers come like forcing their way into your room, and Leona tries to grab you. Now, beyond this, you can react however you want, but technically initiating a grapple is an attack roll, and she failed. So I'll say that initially, at least, you just kind of like instinctively duck out of the way. Beyond that, you can handle it however you want.
Is the door completely blocked?
The
At this point?
doorway, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well. Again, we'll take a step back towards the window. What is the meaning of this? You come in here unannounced and just try to grab random patrons? Is this what the church stands for? This is ridiculous. I thought you were supposed to be holy people. You're pathetic.
Oh my god.
She, as you're attempting to shame her, essentially, she like casts a look around the room. Does not see the book. Oh, and I meant to say this before we went to break. I do have to give some credit where credit is due. That this party has had 2 books in their possession already, and
They haven't been burned yet.
Neither of them have been burned
Yay.
by said party. So you're already doing infinitely better than my previous party.
I will fight you if you burn a book.
Goals.
We can roll initiative now.
Well, they were unintentionally burned.
Oh, that's even better.
They were both accidental.
Bahir, can you post that link? I don't know if it'll let people see it. I feel like that needs to go into the Twitch chat also.
Which one?
The picture,
The
that's amazing.
meme that you just posted.
It's so good.
Oh, and on stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you posted in the group chat, I feel like needs to go into Twitch chat. All
I
right.
don't know if this works.
Yeah,
It
for
does, it
normal
does work.
Discord images, yeah, you can do that. Since this is in a hidden channel, I don't know. I'm curious if people that aren't in that channel can click on that and see it or not.
Oh.
For those not having the context, today it is the evening of the 18th of mid-spring. And that's what's being referenced there with the 20th.
I was just trying to get to the 19th, not even the 20th.
I've been posting news in D&D, but I posted it there because that's where you posted the thing.
Yeah, no, that's
I
that's
can move it
fantastic.
over.
It does work. Okay, so it just makes it a general Discord upload. All right. So not seeing the book, like she is absolutely not fazed by by your shaming of her. And she I guess having an extra second to like process, she doesn't try to grab you again, but she does walk like right up to you to tower over you. To a human, she's more or less average size, plus a little bit of armor. So like if you put an average sized person in like football gear or whatever, but to your gnomish stature, she is very much looming over you.
Mm-hmm.
And she just
I'm
says,
small for a gnome.
That's true. She says, I am a holy person, and I am devout to the protection of the peace.
And this is what you call peace.
She says, sometimes we must work for peace, and you are making me work extra hard right now. Kind of gritting her teeth.
Work extra hard. I'm doing nothing. I'm staying in an
nothing
inn.
indeed. You can give it to me right now, or I can pick you up by your boots and shake it out of you.
Hey, stop it.
And threats. This is what the church does.
I think at this point I open my door.
Hello there.
Hello there. But no,
She grabs you.
So yeah, at this point I pull out the parchments. This is what you wanted? Fine. And I throw them on the ground.
That would be because Loki walked right by my computer and
I was
tilted
wondering.
it.
I was like, why did you just move your camera? No, it was Loki.
Dude, you are just so massive.
The name holds true.
Right? So I should have written this down when you said it, but Alendite, you told her that there was like an evil book, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to bluff my way out of it if you could.
The thing with bluffing is it requires the other person to not already know the truth.
I know, but
Who said that okay, so hear me out. Who said that I didn't just over-exaggerate that this book was not just a bunch of papers?
Oh dear.
And that this
True.
I'm burying myself here, so hear me out. This could just reflect really badly on me.
Now you said she tried to grab me again.
Well, she did grab you this time, yes.
Not if I use brief figment.
That's up to you. Do you still have spells?
It's not a spell. That's my.
Oh, right. Yeah,
ability.
your spell ability.
I gotta look it up again though.
I think it just gives a 50% miss chance to the attack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is because it's just one mirror image.
Also, I know we're probably not there quite yet, but just out of curiosity, while he's looking up those rules, what is Bahir's drop deadline for stopping?
Probably when Ava and her friends go to bed.
Sorry, no. Like Rocket, when is your must stop time?
Oh, probably 11, 12.
Well, that's a big
Probably
difference.
more like 11.
Okay.
I love how you originally interpreted that though.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty great.
Goal.
I was confused for a minute.
No, that's fair. I should have been more clear. And yes, Orange, I prefer the term game master because I think it's more generic and it works for all systems. But I'm the dungeon master, game master, host, whatever you want to call it.
But yeah, 50% chance to miss.
Okay. Well, choose a dice choose high or low and roll a dice.
I will choose high. Just for giggles, I
And
will roll.
that's high hits you or high misses you.
High misses, just to make it backwards.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh no.
All right, so she goes to grab you. You briefly flicker out of existence, and another one of you appears, standing side by side. But undaunted, she grabs onto the real you.
This is absurd. I can't believe you would just barge into somebody's room like this. Requesting documents. Last time I brought a book to you, you stole it from me. I still haven't gotten my book back. So this time,
make a grapple
why would
check.
I give it to you? A what?
A grapple check.
I have no clue what grapple rules are in 3.5.
That's okay. There's a section on your character sheet that says grapple. So as long as your character sheet's fully filled out, you should already have that modifier.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm grappled unless I roll a natural 20 here.
Oh.
That's a 12.
Ah.
No.
Rough.
You have a -6.
Yeah.
You got a -4 just for being small. Oh my god.
Did she miss? Or did she get out of it anyway?
Did she miss?
She did, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
screw the church.
Because you have to think about it. It's in micro steps. So to start a grapple, you make you provoke an attack of opportunities. You go for somebody, but you're not armed. Then you touch them. It's like you make physical contact with them. Then once you've made physical contact with them, you try to wrap your arms around them or take them down to the ground or just whatever. You grapple them. So she made physical contact with you. She grabbed you, but then you duck underneath her arms as she tries to grapple you.
Okay. Well,
do you have one or more ranks in Tumble?
no.
I was gonna say I if you do, I would let you try and make a tumble check to roll between your legs.
No, but what I am thinking of doing though.
Oh crap! I forgot to turn off the music from the break. Whoops.
Oopsie.
I mean, it wasn't bad and it wasn't particularly obtrusive, but I did not intend for that to be on.
But what I will do is I will cast Instant Diversion and produce another me. And both of us will run, one going left, one going right, around her, try to get out the door.
Wait, so what are you doing to accomplish that?
Casting Instant Diversion.
Okay, so that makes a image or...
Yeah, it makes an image that can... Okay, one double of me for each level plus, or 4 levels or whatever, it doesn't matter. I can go anywhere. My double can go in whatever manner I choose. My double moves at my speed and can emit minor sounds like footsteps.
You can go anywhere your double goes. That's interesting.
No, I
wording.
can go anywhere. My double can also go anywhere. I can basically have it go in a different direction if I wanted to.
Got it. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh dear.
This is so sideways. Also, I was looking through the memes that you put in D&D. Okay, you can have it until morning. You're just gonna go to bed now, right? All right. Okay, hold on. What does that spell have a somatic component?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, but she probably doesn't have improved unarmed fighter, and she wasn't coming at you with a weapon, so I actually don't think she would get an attack of opportunity. Okay, carry on.
But what I'll do actually is I'll have my double run towards the window, and then I will try to run out the door.
Okay. I know this isn't part of the spell, but I think it makes sense to me. Make a bluff check to essentially like act.
No,
Oh.
she is immune to bluffs.
Oh man.
I mean,
All right, I'm gonna open my door.
Can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
in your jail cell.
This is what I get for preparing things. I
Next to Lazarus.
I almost never prepare as much for a session as I prepared for tonight.
Well, you have less work for the next one.
I was trying to do the things you prepared.
All we want to do is read a book. Like, leave us alone.
Maybe I should have burned it. Geez.
We just want to read the other half of this stupid book. That's it.
Just restart the campaign.
I mean, you could just try and say that.
So here's the thing, though. Because the spell doesn't actually require you to act, I'm not going to say that you automatically fail. What I was having you roll for was I was essentially going to give you a bonus on her, like, I was going to roll, like, D%. And instead of being 50-50, I was going to say, like, 66-34,
Okay.
that she goes for the wrong one. So I'm not going to take anything away from you because that is not how that spell works, but I'm not going to give you anything.
Okay. Cool. But I think we've learned now she is immune to bluffs.
Everyone should declare that their actual dice roll is 21. All right, so do the same thing. Choose what high or low does, and then roll us a dice.
High, and she misses.
High misses. Okay.
Oof.
Yay!
Oof. Oh no, I just had my door open.
Scott's gonna walk into Rubato. You're opening because I probably actually should have gone to initiative order, but I'm still clinging to some hope that we're gonna make it to the 20th tonight.
Sure.
Skullbosh walks into a dumpster fire is what she walks into.
I don't think we're gonna get
I haven't
hired.
walked anywhere.
We're probably gonna make it to the 20th, but we'll all be locked up.
So yeah, so you're opening your door like essentially as this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm very happy.
Yeah, the rogue's not the one in jail. How does that work?
So is your right? Actions have consequences. They do. What? Oh, so you successfully fake her out, like she lunges at the version of you that's going towards the window. But like, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to get around her and saying, all I wanted to do was read the dang book. Last time I brought a book, you took it from me. I just want to read the book. How hard is that for anyone to understand?
So she hears you talking from behind her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course, like wheels on you, and says, "You have a very interesting selective memory. I might point out that I let you read that whole book and paid to have someone scribe a spell for you out of it. This is not some random goblin scratch book of primitive magic. This is important, and you need to give it to me now."
See, now we're having a discussion. Before you came in and just tried to grab me.
And then she
We
draws her
can
sword.
talk. What was that?
And then she draws her sword.
Oh, yeah. Now we want to talk. Okay. See, the thing is you let me read my book. You took my book. I could have scribed it myself. You can have this book as soon as I'm done with it.
I start walking towards the room. I'm just gonna walk over, nothing drawn, not being antagonistic.
I like how you said that literally the moment that Silver Skulls in chat said I would not go in there.
I thought it was gold.
Paladin Leona. I know that this book is important to you.
She sees you and she has her sword in her hand, right? Like she's brandishing it, but she's not directly pointing it at Rubato. And she just like drops the sword down to her feet, you know, like just like
just let us.
You're here too.
Yes.
Why are all of you so bad at everything I ask you to do?
Wait, Rubato, shush.
Okay.
Hear me out. Rubato is a unique individual who can actually read what is going on in this book. Would you really want an apprentice who might not necessarily have the skill and experience handling this, or would you rather consult somebody who might be able to assist you in scribing it into a language that you can understand and therefore use the information better? He would be more than willing to read and scribe the book at the church if you would just let him.
She kind of throws her sword arm out wide, like into the empty part of the room, and then says, "How about neither?" And reaches down and tries to grab Rubato again.
Okay.
So she touches you, so you need to make a grapple check again.
She probably got me that time. That's a 4.
That's a 4. Yes, you are grappled now.
So you really don't want the actual information out of that book that might be able to help with whatever's going on. He's already read half of it.
Not have said that.
She just
Hand me, fiend.
just straight up like you do when you have Loki in your hands and you're mad at him. Like lifts him up to like chest level and like shakes him and is like, "How is that better?" And then like motions for the two militia guys to grab you, and then she starts trying to walk down the hall with Rubato in hand.
I hate Leonia. She's the worst.
Yeah.
How dare she try and stop you guys from committing evil acts?
From reading a
Nothing's
book?
evil about reading literature.
I'm a wizard. It's what I do. I read books.
What kind of person burns in the room doesn't even give no explanations?
Rubato, you have some information out of this thing, don't you?
Yeah, not like I'm willing to give it up now.
It might be our only leverage to get out of the situation.
Someone would have to ask real nice.
Rubato?
I say as I look up at Leona.
Rubato? We're going to be going to prison, and the shadow people might be able to get you in there. Just saying. Just
Am I
saying.
still armed?
You're about 2 IRL hours late on that strategy. But I do like it.
They probably did. I don't know.
I mean,
Oh,
at least
boy.
for the moment, they just kind of like walk up to you and flank the door and like expectantly wait for you to walk out in front of them.
I go out the window.
Ooh. Yes.
I'll risk
Yes.
it.
Why are you the way that you are?
I love you.
I love it.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Why is that? I rolled an 18 to go out the window.
Okay, so you make a jump check, I guess, at 18, which is good enough to negate I forget if it's 10 or 5 feet of falling damage.
Panic squirrel gonna yeet.
I think it's 10. Hold on. Jumping down. If you intentionally jump from a height, you take less damage than you would if you just fell. The DC to jump down from a height is 15. You do not have to get a running start to jump down, so the DC is not doubled if you do not get a running start. Okay. You take no falling damage. You do, however, it's probably not even paned glass, right? But there is like a wooden frame and whatnot that you have to like try and crash through. So make a strength check.
I have no strength. I just hit the window.
We're doing great, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right, none? I have the other half also written, but, you know.
We just can't. We're not allowed to read it. She's not going to let us.
Because you're bad at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Want to be part of the campaign? Join the townsfolk in Discord. You too can get arrested.
You can feed the party slop. Want to be the jailer?
Nagging guard. Want to be the executioner?
Want to play as the rat? Ava will follow you around creepily.
All right. Anyway, what are we going to do with my 5?
Oh
Sir.
my god. Okay. Well, arguably, because I didn't, because you kind of rolled the dice before we talked about what you were going to do. So I would actually say that your first roll is the strength check, and your second roll is the jump, right? Because that's the order. You have to break through the window.
Okay.
So the first roll was like an 18 or something, right?
Yeah, but then I take damage.
So yeah. So what's the? It was a natural 10. What's your jump?
0.
Oh. Okay.
I was gonna climb down the window. I was gonna climb out.
You definitely don't have time to do anything with that much finesse.
All right. Well, I take damage then. I'm probably dying in the street.
So, well, that's probably about to change.
Why?
Oh, the Dakota and
Oh.
Nun both summoned the HP command. So, how tall is this building? It's just a 2-story building. They're on the second floor. So I'm going to say it's 1d2 for the breaking through the wood, and then d6 for the falling damage.
So I'm probably dead. It's half.
So yeah, you take 2 damage, crashing through the wooden window frame, and then do you have tumble?
Not. It's trained, but I don't have any ranks in it.
So it's a class skill, but you don't have any ranks in it.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, with the kind of burst of force that it took you to bust your way through the wood, you kind of overexert and yeet yourself out through the just out through the opening, kind of land on your ass on the street outside. So yeah, you have 4 less health and you're outside the building currently prone.
Okay. Well, I don't know where I'm going from here. I was just trying to get away from them.
I mean, accomplished.
Sure.
We succeeded on one thing.
One of us got away. Yeah, I'm gonna duck down an alley for now. Until they resolve what they're doing.
But is your goal are you fleeing?
Fleeing with the intent to double back and see if the book is up in the room.
Okay.
Good point.
You did specifically say that you put it in your clothes.
I did, yes.
Oh, well.
But it's still a good point.
Well, I mean... Oh, yeah. Well, whatever. Continue. Just go. Just go with it.
Yeah, you didn't know that, though. I had already
I don't
tucked it
even
in
know.
before you guys
Like,
first did.
Amras knows, as a player, knows more than any of the rest of you do about what was supposed to be happening tonight. And I think I just need some empathy, briefly, for how absolutely this is compared to what was supposed to be happening.
Not even close.
We are so on it, Amras. I love it. We're
I mean,
nailing
it's
this.
not our fault the church is making a big fuss about 10 extra minutes of this book.
I know.
Anyway, continue. Carry on.
And the church is not even really the government, is taking shit from us.
Yeah. Theft.
Yeah.
What happened to separation of church
We're
and state?
protecting our private possessions. We weren't even on this mission for the church. We were on this mission for Randall. We didn't have to tell them anything.
We're still on day freaking 1.
And then Alana did anyway.
All right, yeah. Let's just go. Carry on.
No, I mean, there's no... it's fine. I think at this point we're committed to what we're doing. There's no possible way that we could get to the escort and wrap that up in 58 minutes, which is when Rocket said he needed to go by. So, we're here.
I haven't taken my rug yet.
All right, well, I'm hiding, so...
I didn't go
Next-
tell them
next
about the rug
move.
either, so.
The marshal dies while waiting to be met.
Well, the marshal is the 20th, so we're good.
At least 2 of us are good.
Something
to go do
tells
that.
me
I
there
mean,
may be some consequences on your resume for the honor guard position.
Who, what? Oh, yeah, that's true.
May or may not be honorable for the honor guard.
Okay.
Well, at this point, I've got pretty much one last Hail Mary, I guess.
Okay.
While loudly talking and explaining how this is not how the church should conduct themselves as I'm being hauled through the inn. Saying things like, I spend good money on this, on my room and all that. Once we got down in view of the door, I would cast Net of Shadows on Leona.
Which does...
Oh no.
Diggity dig, dig, dig,
Now we're
diggity.
escalating even more.
I don't think there's anything I can escalate even more at this point. So
I am a gnome and I'm digging a hole. Diggy,
Guys.
diggy hole.
For those who make it out, you guys can kiss Capstone goodbye.
I wasn't supposed to be here anyways.
I also have other things to do, so you know.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
if you
whatever.
think about it, like, I'll just lay low long enough and then do my time.
Oh, Jesus.
We overstayed our welcome anyway, guys.
There's so much more to explore, right?
All right. So what's... I'm assuming she gets to make a save
Yep, will
against these
negate.
shenanigans. What save is it?
Will.
Will.
Okay.
This really does put Ava in a weird spot.
Yeah.
The funny
doing
part
karaoke.
is I was thinking that we were getting close to an event that would be easy to put a bow on and say, like, cool, that's the prologue, everybody, like, adventure time. And that's probably going to happen, but not even in, I would say not even in the same zip code as what I had anticipated, but I'm going to say not even on the same continent as what I anticipated.
You guys want to go to my place, you know?
Dude, I don't even think we're on the same planet.
Okay. What in God's name? So, is it partial resist or full resist?
Let's see. Negates.
Okay. Well, if you can even cast it, because you're grappled and whatnot, so I'll look at that. But, she resists it.
Well, yep. Then the shadows stretch out from me and do nothing.
First level parties generally cause more damage than any 10th level one. So true. So true. I do have some thoughts, some plans, as far as how to proceed longer term. But for today, so I think you technically have to succeed on a grapple check to even cast the spell.
Or verbal somatic.
Yeah, if it has a somatic component.
12.
Oh my god, why are you so good at grappling against this human? So you actually, yes, you managed to like wiggle yourself free enough to get your arms free and cast a spell in her face. But instead of like enveloping her in, inky black tendrils like you're hoping, you kind of just like puff out a little like of black smoke that like just kind of filters her way behind her.
You're no fun. And you're rude. And I just cross my arms as she carries me.
Everybody acted in character, so I, the DM, am not mad about it at all. But really, all you had to do was give them the book, or just have Alendite not rat you out.
I mean, he wouldn't have ratted us out if he had passed his bluff check.
You know, just kept them knocked out all night long.
I would have, but it only lasts so long.
We know Alondite better than that.
That's true. You should have employed Skabosh to backhand the back of his head about 20 times.
I wouldn't have done
Listen,
that, though.
we can all point fingers.
No, I mean, everybody made their choices, right? Rubato made the choice not to give the book to you in the first place, right? Like, I'm not hanging anybody out to dry. It just is what it is. Okay. So I'm really trying to coalesce my thoughts into something meaningful here.
A nice family meal at Skabosh's parents' house.
Right?
Right.
I mean, I could just go to my parents to eat now. Oh, wait, it's late at night.
I probably wouldn't go to your parents' house. That might be the first place they look. In fact, your parents might be in danger.
This is some church you got here.
They're fine.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, gee, this church seems really nice. Stealing our stuff.
I might
Or
have
the
to have...
Londites gonna come after our parents.
I might side with the guys who wrote this book after all this.
True.
That would be the
No
ultimate
wonder why they had
irony.
to go out.
That would be the ultimate irony. Okay. Yeah, so she takes you like back to the church where her office is, and like has the militiamen like pat you down and take the stuff from you.
Including the half-finished book in common.
You can DM me if you want to, but I'm trying to remember what it is that you're referencing there.
He was
I was
scribing
gonna
the
try to
book.
Scribe it into just the story of it, if you will, into common.
Oh, I didn't realize that you meant that you were starting that already also. I thought that was like a future plan once you read the rest of it.
I don't remember now. So I guess that would be up to you, or I could roll for it if I had time to do that with all the events that have taken place.
I think you probably didn't have time to do that.
Okay. Have fun reading it. This is the worst church I've ever heard of. Your God must be real proud of you.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God.
She just glares at you, and tries to like thumb through it, but obviously can't read it.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Would
just-
you like a description?
No, apparently none of your little troop can be trusted with literally anything. We could have just bought this from you.
You could have, but you didn't ask, did you? You came in with your sword. Pathetic. You have no diplomacy.
Yeah, blame your, and I think she's actually going to literally do air quotes, blame your paladin friend for that.
No, I'm going to blame you, paladin, and do quotes back at her. My paladin friend did what he should have done, and he stood up for his friends like a true paladin would. You, on the other hand, are just a barbarian. Pathetic. You don't even know what that is. But here I am, an actual wizard, who you refuse to allow read magic books. How ridiculous. I could have given you the first book, too, when I was done with it, but no, you took that one, too, didn't you? Why do you think I wouldn't give you this one? You stole from me. You should be the one going to prison.
She just like squats down and grabs your chin like a parent talking to a child who's been misbehaving, and is like, so the needs of the few over the needs of the many, then?
The needs of the few versus the needs of the many? Really?
That's the argument that you just made against me. I am out here looking out the entire town, for which I am partially responsible, was just potentially assaulted by some malign force or potentially evil deity, right? The actual air itself reached down and destroyed part of our town. And
It's
then you
called
come
weather.
back with an evil book.
Oh, but the evil book you wouldn't even know about if we hadn't told you.
But that doesn't
If we
change
had,
the fact.
If we had maligned interest, we wouldn't have never told you, would we? And here you are. Look at you.
So she's like forehead grabbing again and is like, this is the second time I've given this speech to a member of your party tonight, but one can do ill while intending to do good.
And look at the one that's doing ill. Look in the mirror, sweetheart. If you want that book to where you can actually understand what it says, you hand it back over, and I'll read it for you right here. Well, in the morning. I am a wizard, after all. I have standards. And you can pay me for the copy I write for you. Not the other way around this time.
Why? Think about this from my perspective. I am concerned that thousands of souls are in danger. Why would I let you keep it?
I never said I was going to keep it. I said I was going to read it.
And make a copy and give me the copy. So where's the original?
I'd give you that too. I was just going to give you one you could actually read.
Oh my god, it's all a misunderstanding! God!
Did you honestly just who's on first us? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a lie, though, right? Like that's
No.
No, that's actually what
that
his
wasn't
plan.
what
That
he
was
did.
actually what his plan was.
Yeah.
That's what he was telling Alondite.
Yeah.
I jumped
why
out the
I
window
went
and
for it,
broke
is 'cause I
my
wanted
leg
to
for
keep it.
nothing.
I just love the idea that she, after all of this, is just like, wait, you weren't going to keep it? I had no intent of keeping the book.
Oh, jeez. I can't. I just can't.
I just wanted to read it.
I mean, you know what? She was the one who kept escalating things. It's her own fault. That she
It's true.
out.
I mean, it fully fits in character. I love it. It's hilarious.
No, actually, no. It was a misunderstanding.
Chronicler Ken, I think we did.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, alive.
Hey, you're a lady of the Lord. Don't take his name in vain.
I don't even. Normally I would have a retort for you, but I'm too busy metaphorically and literally face palming myself.
I had no intent of keeping this book. I just wanted to read it.
She and I are literally at a loss for words for a moment. And then she's just like she just like plops down in her chair, like like rocking back, like arms hanging down directly towards the floor. It's like
Now, speaking of my paladin, in quotes, where is he?
in jail for lying to his superiors.
You arrested him for that? Normally, like, maybe a demotion or something. Jeez.
If I demoted him any further, he'd be working in an inn.
Well, at least he'd have some respect then, apparently. I don't see how anybody could respect you the way you act.
Besides, he was essentially collateral because we didn't know where you were with the evil book.
In my inn room? And now I'm not going to get back the return on my deposit?
Oh, jeez.
She just like shakes her head and walks out of the office with one of the two militiamen. Also, did you set a timer, sweetie?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the book still there?
Leave the book in the office.
Yes, although you are still being
There's
actively,
still one with you.
Yeah, observed.
Oh man.
I turned to that guy and like, you want to try and read it? I'd like to see you try.
He
he
just shrugs. He's just like, I'm just doing my job, man.
Well, if he was smart, I'd tell you to find a new one.
Skabash is just limping down the street at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, she probably, like, for one, really all she wanted was the book. And for two...
Oh, I didn't change that.
For two, y'all have proven that if... at this point, if you were to try and hide, you would probably do so by lighting 5 buildings on fire and then standing in the middle of them, so...
I hadn't changed it yet, Amras. It's changed now.
So she's just gone for like a minute, and then she comes back without the other militiaman.
Sitting there with my arms crossed, looking very cross still.
I mean, if anything, the real loser is the inn in this case, because they have a broken window.
Yeah.
He got 5 gold. I think he's fine. You can put in actual glass now.
So, there's two, as I touched on earlier, there's two chairs in her office and then the one behind her desk. So she sits down in the other chair opposite you and says, look, if we could have debated about the merits of letting you know what was in the book, and, you know, we could have handled that like adults.
We could have, but you didn't.
But you guys took the book somewhere other than here, hid it, and lied to me about it.
Hid it? I never hid no such book. It was on my person at all times, as you clearly rifled through my clothes and took it. It was not hidden, except from the general public, I suppose.
She's just exacerbated. She's just like, at this point, I'm lucky you did that. I'm surprised you didn't graffiti the whole thing on a wall in the center of town.
If all it would have taken was for you to have come and knocked on my door and asked about it.
I did, and you hid from me.
Down. I hid nothing. You came in and drew your sword on me.
I did no such thing. I knocked on your door, which you ignored. I knocked on your door again, which you ignored. And then when I came in your room, I simply tried to stop you from fleeing.
Stop me from fleeing? I wasn't going anywhere until you tried to grab me repeatedly. That's just rude. How would you like it if you were sleeping at an inn someplace and some person walked in and tried to grab you and then drew a sword? I thought you were supposed to be a holy woman. You got some talks with your god to do, I think.
This is fantastic.
What'd you say?
I'd much rather do this than do something productive.
All my intent was to actually read the book first before we turned it over to you. Because the last one, I didn't get the chance.
Well, to turn your own logic against you, did you ever come back and ask for a chance to read it?
I did. And you gave me a scribe.
Out of character, I mean, like, after that. Like, I don't think there's been any interactions since then.
No. No, she rudely turned me away from getting healed. Why would I go back and talk to her again? You've been rude to me from the get-go. First time I met you.
Which was shortly after your friend busted up my office.
That's not my problem, is it? What did I have to do with that?
Guilt by association.
Yeah. You chose to associate with him.
Associate with him? He found me in the woods.
He associates with the church, though.
Well, this church sucks, apparently. You come at me like this over a book. Next time there's an actual problem, why would I go to you?
For exactly that reason, because you don't seem to think that this is an actual problem.
Oh no, I know it's an actual problem. Which is why somebody who is learned should read it. As I point at myself. Instead of a brute.
She's like, I wasn't going to read it. I can't read it, as you well know. That's not...
Obviously.
Yeah. Do you think that the church could maybe, I don't know, hire someone else to do it?
Why would you when there's someone right here who is a learned scholar and can do so? Why would you hire an apprentice?
Gestures broadly.
Gesture all you want. You don't know what you're doing.
No, the gestures broadly was in response to why would you not want me to do it?
That's fine. It went right over my head.
this point, I'm there knocking on the door.
Knocking on the door to her office?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's not opening the door right now.
You might want to get that. Could actually be important. Might be another brute.
Says, no, the whole point of all of this is that what's important is the safety of the realm. That's why it was very important that we take precautions that you didn't just run away for no reason.
Yes, so the best way to do that is assault. Got it. Okay, I'll remember that. I'll be speaking with the captain of the guard as soon as we're done here.
Oh dear.
Theft, assault,
That's so
church
much.
should be banished from this town. I didn't realize it was full of heathens.
Oh dear.
Would Alandite at any point in any of his interactions with Leona have told her about any of the multiple times that he was assaulted by these people? Actually, this person in specific?
No.
Okay.
I limp down to the cells and just sit outside Alondite's cell.
Well, you're going to the jail?
I was only coming to, like, figure out what was going on.
It's not usually the first place that an active fugitive goes.
Eh.
That's why it'd be the last place they'd look for.
The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
Right?
Probably true. Do you think that...
Might as well grab a room while you're there, says Dakota. The gnome will get you executed. So here's the thing, though, like, just as a quick aside out of character, like, you may not agree with their methods, but these people are not, like, particularly unreasonable. The party just has a penchant for misbehaving and failing in the stupidest ways.
I mean, seems unreasonable to me.
Hey, I survived my jump out the window.
Yeah, from my point of view, they are being thoroughly unreasonable.
Oh yeah, no, in character, like, everything that everyone is doing more or less makes sense. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, like, it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this way, and also, like, they're not zealots. Like, she's not, like, you just called her a heathen, right? Like, she's not gonna knock you out and burn you at the stake for that. Like, it's not that kind of thing.
I mean, I know nothing about her religion.
Oh,
anyway.
absolutely. No, I know.
All I know is that she has, at this point, assaulted me. She's stolen from me.
Invaded your privacy.
Yep. Attempted to break my door down because I didn't answer it in the first 2 seconds.
She's also kidnapped you now.
Yeah. And they're not
Arrested.
They're not the police of the town. As far as I know, a church isn't the police of any town. But
The town is literally under martial law. She's a militia captain. She's literally the police.
I probably barely even know that.
No, I know. You probably don't, but just saying.
Rental door.
I opened it first, Dakota.
Yep, the door is unharmed.
No, the window's broken.
Yeah, the window's broken. Door's fine. They might want to check the tumblers on that one, though. Might be a little loose now.
Right.
So they happen to have a locksmith.
You have to use my money from my rug and painting to buy a lawyer.
And at this point, you probably spent the money on beer.
Nah, that's cheap.
Yeah, I have a good medium-term solution. I'm slightly stumped as far as what to do at the moment.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Set them free.
So what about the demons? Okay, no, I hear. Because you guys are retorting at each other a bit here, and you just insulted her. And she says, like, okay, fine. You want me to be the bigger soul here?
I would like it if you would show some decorum, yes.
And she ushers the other militia guy out of her office, who's just like, thank God, right? He's just like some random dude who makes like 3 silver per day and is like, I am in so far over my head right now. Like, I don't want to know any of the things that I'm hearing. So she tells him to leave the room, and she just like flops down in the chair and is like, then let's have some decorum. Tell me what it said.
Okay. So I'll stand up at her table and barely peeking over the edge of it, shift the book a little bit. Fine, we can have some talk. Let's have some talk. This is fine. And I'll go into what the book actually said. I won't lie. I've only gotten partial way through, and I was going to describe it for you like I had said, but this is what it said. I lost my notes. Hold on. I was looking up spells. Okay. So details some experiments. As I start to describe it to her about...
Yeah, obviously I gave you Cliff's notes, so you can embellish a little bit if you want to or whatever.
I stop and go, wait, did you pick up those documents I threw on the floor?
When did
Because
you
those
throw
were
them on the
important. You
floor?
probably should have gotten those.
Mercy is asking, when did you throw them on the floor?
When
she
she
first
picked
grabbed
them up.
me, and I tried to bluff the papers and not the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just missed that. Like, yes, they would have grabbed them.
Yeah, I figured. It's like, yeah, those details more of the actual experiments and things. This book tells more of a story, and I go into the details on that story. But I've only gotten partially through. But it sounds like they were somewhat successful in at least having conversations with demons. And I feel like if we knew the rest of this, you would have a lot more information as to what was being attempted and why those ruins would be of a lot more interest to someone of a holy nature.
She can't help but poke the bear at least a little bit more. She's like, was that so hard?
You know, I could say the same thing for you. But at least now we're seeing eye to eye. Well, kind of. You need to lower your chair like about another 5 inches, but...
Jesus Christ. You know what? I'll roll mood dice for that. Just to see if I get double smiles or any combination of 2 smiles and 2 hearts, she'll actually crack a smile at that.
Double hearts.
Smile and heart.
Frown and heart. So she cracks just the smallest little bit of a grin.
Maybe a smirk.
If even a smirk, but you see her facade break just a little tiny bit. Because it wasn't, because I kind of treat, because there's like frowny face and then there's like angry. So I would call heart as being like 2 positive, whereas smiley face is 1 positive, and then frowny face is like 1 negative, and angry face is 2 negative. So
That's still an improvement from where we were.
yeah. So yeah, she gives it just like the smallest of chuckles and is like, I don't even know. What do I do with you? Like, this is highly important, dangerous information, and you and your cohort have, regardless of how righteous you think you were in doing it, from my perspective, have done nothing but yell at me, lie to me, like withhold information from me. Like, what, if you're so high and mighty and civilized, convince me how I'm supposed to let this slide.
I don't know if slide is the best word for it. We definitely got off on the wrong foot. The first time I came to see you, was with the book, the first book, and you didn't give me access to that either until I did something for you, even though it was my book. You know, finders keepers and all that. And then I came to you for healing after all of that, after I just did work for you, and you refused. So can you see my trepidation? It's not that we weren't doing this for good. It's that we weren't doing this for you.
Make a diplomacy check. Sweetie,
Ooh.
should we get in pizza?
Natural
It's-
20.
What happened?
Okay.
Whoa, let's go.
That's fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't in the oven, at least. Okay. Well, no, that's fine. Yeah, you can wait for a minute. Yeah.
Total of 23.
So she kind of mulls it over for a second. She says, "All right, fair enough on the wrong foot, but I would posit that she's educated, right? She's an upper class, like upper middle class person with a command role. Like I would posit that I am not the only one who may have been a little unfair at the start of our dealings, because you, sir, jumped to some serious conclusions. I didn't deny you healing. The clerics of the church here have finite resources on any given day, and we prioritize. You were not in mortal danger, and you arrived late in the day, and most of our resources had already been expended. Like anybody who arrived when you did in the state that you arrived in would have been like told back to come back the next day, just as you were, and you assume that was done out of malice.
That's also fair. See, now I think we're getting somewhere. Now I think we're standing on some more equal footing. Except we're still not. But
She's like holds up a finger and she's like, "Don't overdo it."
no. We're still not on friendly terms by any means, but at least we can see eye to eye, like we had said. We understand each other's position.
Right. So I'll say around that time, I'm assuming that Skabosh would go with them. The first militia guy that she left the room with, shows back up with Alendite and Skabosh in tow.
Yep.
Am I in stockades?
No, I mean, you're
Probably
being escorted
being-
still. Like the guy that was sent to get you doesn't know. Like, she just like said to go and like bring you from your cell to her office.
Have I been stripped of my armor and weapons?
Well, you left your weapons here, and not your armor now.
Just kind of arrive silently, say nothing, just keep my head down.
Welcome back, Tin Can. Like, playing on his shin.
She gives you a second to to greet each other, and then as has been her go-to move at many points tonight, gestures openly, is like, "I almost hesitate to ask, but where are the rest of you?
The tavern.
Yeah, probably getting drinks, which is what I should be doing. What we should all be doing, except for maybe Tin Can here. He doesn't drink as heavily as the rest of us.
I could use a drink.
I might tonight.
What do you mean? I've never given them a problem yet.
She she starts to give an order to the militiamen. And then she looks down at Rubato, since the two of you have been conversing the most recently, and says, "You'll forgive me." And then she looks back up to the militiamen and says, "Would you please just go and check that their friends are where they said they were?"
Oh, they are probably very drunk by now.
Wow.
In fact, Bahir had no interest in coming with us to find Rubato.
You can't blame the lady.
I know.
Just don't go in with your sword out, jeez.
She's like, "I didn't."
I know, I'm being facetious. Can you blame me after all this?
Rug.
Oh god, they do have an evil rug.
I'm just thinking about this. Are you in the bar just still having that on your shoulder?
Yeah, I can't get rid of it till tomorrow.
Well, I mean, presumably, right? It's like when you go to an actual bar, if you've got any sort of bag that like can't hang off of like that you can't essentially like sit on the straps of, you've got to like put it on the ground by your feet. So it's probably like near him, but not literally. You're not like holding it like a revolutionary soldier holding his gun the whole time.
Yeah.
Although that would be really funny. You're just getting more and more drunk trying to keep it balanced on your shoulder.
Gosh, Ava, I wonder what's keeping them. Like, where are they? They should
Ava
have been here by
can't-
now.
I can't even talk straight at this point.
And that's what Rubato, or God dang it, I don't like you doing that today. That's what Bahir thinks that he said, but it was actually like,
What? I'm dead.
I'm still like singing karaoke songs.
But it's
Closing
that
out
point in
the
the
bar.
night where your energy's low, so you're actually just kind of like sitting in a chair singing to yourself now.
Yeah, exactly. Eating like the peanut scraps
Yeah.
right off the table and stuff, and just the shells.
Exactly. All right, so yeah, you know, it doesn't take, like I said before, it was super long to get across town and back. So as you guys chat with Leona for a few more minutes, chat may be making it sound a little more lighthearted than it is, but you get the point. The guy shows back up and you know, gives her a thumbs up. And then,
Oh, he doesn't even go and collect them. Just like, oh yeah, they're there.
yeah. No, it was literally just an honesty check.
Well, if we had left them, we had like drunkenly walked to an inn or something.
It wouldn't have been hard to find.
And Leona's like, "Yay, a gold star for your group." One step at a time, right?
Mm-hmm. I think the big lesson for both of us here is we need to learn to communicate better.
She's like, "Look, the fact of the matter is, I still have a bit of a problem to solve here, which is this is not like information that I can risk being public. That's there was two parts to this. I need to be able to control, well, really it's part A and B of the same part. I need to be able to control the flow of information here, because at least until we know what's going on. So I need to have the book and any translations of the book and whatnot, at least for now. And I need to have some way of like verifying that you are not or your friends here are not going to go spreading this information around town.
For the record, the snakes don't spread information, they use it to their advantage.
She's like,
You know, I've heard
that's
that.
not better.
Skabosh, I wouldn't. That might have been something you wanted to keep to yourself.
We're being honest, are we not?
Yes, but sometimes
Honesty is
staying
really what
quiet
got us into this whole
is the
situation.
best honesty.
I mean, if
It's
they don't want assistance, then fine. We could just not help. That's fine.
It's true. Honesty did get us here, isn't it?
That's true. Alondite lied and got caught. That's
We've
fine.
actually done a lot of lying today.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But before that, we never had to tell her nothing.
Didn't start off lying. I blame the corruption.
She would have been none the wiser. We had just read the stupid whole book.
We actually started off telling the truth. You knew exactly what I was doing, and you went and told her exactly the truth.
Well, no, he
didn't.
No, he didn't.
Lies later.
He literally went and was like, "Yeah, no, I couldn't find them."
No, that was the second time he went
That
back,
was
though. He
before
first
that,
went and
yeah.
told her that exactly.
Oh,
what
that you
was
had
going
the
on.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which made this whole thing start.
Anyway,
I was just trying to get you more time.
You did the best you could. I'm proud of you. We got to teach you to lie some, though.
So she's like, okay. She's like, we do occasionally collaborate with the snakes when the opportunity calls for it. But as I was saying, the control of information is important. And then, she's like, actually, speaking of, did you read this little bedtime story to our aspiring viper here?
I mean,
I didn't need the story. I already know that it's evil, and I already know that the bones are evil. I don't need to know anything else.
he was there when I found it. I didn't read it then.
Although it would be nice to know the information as to the name of this organization that we're dealing with and what it would be about, so we know how to deal with it in the future.
All I know is my guildmaster didn't fully know what was going on, but they wanted to keep apprised of
If I
what
may,
was at the tower.
She kind of snorts and she's like, of course he didn't, because he's not as important as he thinks he is.
at this point-
People seem to have that in common in this town.
I know what it is,
Burn.
and that is enough for now. We will continue to research, but I think the only way that I can let the little one here leave my office and not be in chains is if I can get him to like swear a binding oath that he won't share this information, the information in the book, with anybody outside the church.
I think that is a fair compromise. Rubato, do you not agree?
I think at this point, too, I've only shared what was in the book to Leona now. And I think I gave a gist of it to Ska and Alendite when they first came into the room to find me, which was after she spoke to the Vipers, correct?
Yes.
I believe that's correct.
We came and found you after I spoke to the snakes. Well,
At this point, even the snakes don't know what's actually in this book. All they know is what else we found there. The only people who know what's in this book is myself and you, Leona. I have spoken a word of this to no one. And I will continue to do so. You have my honor on that.
She's, she nods, right? Like she has reasonable, she has reason to believe what you're saying there. But she can't walk away from this that way. So she lets you finish, and then she's like, "That's all well and good, but I'm talking magic, my friend. As a practitioner of the arcane arts yourself, certainly you can't be unfamiliar with the concept of binding oneself with magic."
I'm sure Rubato is, but I'm not.
No, that's fine. I actually don't know if this spell exists, but it's we're going with it. So she's like, look, it at this point.
DM spell, got it. That's fine.
Yeah. At this point, we either, whether I want to or not, we either have to lock you up until this is resolved, or we have to like put in place magical protections. There's no way, like in good conscience, in doing my duty to my God and my country, like that I can let you leave here with the risk that either willingly or unwillingly, like the information that you've learned from this evil site could come into the wrong hands.
I think that's completely understandable. I would even be willing to stay here in the church under your supervision for the night to finish translating it for you.
That's well and good, and I think at this point, as much as I can't believe I'm about to say this, a higher level wizard or not, the fewer people that are exposed to this, probably the better. So you can finish reading it after you swear the oath.
I pulled my right hand up, I guess.
No, so she's actually she'll probably remove everybody from her office, you guys included, and go and get one of the clerics from the church. And then the two of them go with you to it's very modest, but there's a small fountain in the little, remember there's kind of like a side garden area. Mm-hmm. Where they were doing the healing before. So they take you out there and kind of like shoo away the one or two other remaining like people that are there, and then spend, I think 10 minutes is usually standard for ritual magic. Like chanting, praying, like anointing with holy water, and like create like a zone of truth for one, so that you can't like lie or mislead while you're like swearing the oath. And right. Then and then like complete the ritual, like essentially binding the next few sentences that you say. So like you will not be physically able to share the information with someone who like isn't a ranking member of the Church of Bana.
Specifically the Church of Bana?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to clarify here. And I still like stand up straight and hold my right hand up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, take that however you want. It's kind of like the fantasy equivalent of like how congressmen can actually swear in on whatever they want.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, you can, take whatever like position to, open yourself and your magics and your soul or what have you.
Is the book itself with us?
No, it's probably locked in her office.
Okay. Just trying to think of cheesy little loopholes, but yeah, I will swear it truthfully, though.
Okay. Yeah, obviously if this was something that I was prepared for, I would have actually like written up a little oath or whatever to have you say. But I think to put a relatively neat bow on it, we can say that ritual is completes, and you feel kind of a tingle of magic as you finish saying the words, and then she looks satisfied and is willing to, like escorts you back to her office to finish doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to learn that spell. That was a fun one. Is that arcane in nature or divine? Just bantering as we're walking back.
Are you asking Leona or the cleric that led the ritual?
The cleric, probably, or just in general, I guess.
Okay.
Just bantering as we're going back, yeah.
He's like, I suppose a little bit of both. I had some natural magical talent that in the more astute circles would be called arcane, and then that led me to pursuing my faith.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to learn that one. That one's fun. I like that.
Says it's not something taught lightly because it could definitely be used for ill as well.
I could see that. Now, when you were scribing those runes on the ground, did you do it like this? Just, yeah.
Are you actually trying to replicate what he did?
Sure.
He gives you a second. She like definitely kind of raises her eyebrows at him, and you probably don't even see this, but he definitely like kind of shakes his head, and is like, you're not bad, but that's not exactly it. And let's just say we need to get to know each other better before we were to teach you anything like that.
That's fair. That's fair. What was your name?
I knew you were going to do that. I was already in the process of opening a tab.
Tease me with magics.
He gives you a pretty good, a very passable bow and says, I'm Lloyd.
Lloyd, nice to meet you. I'm Rubato. Rubato mente peruto delambre brio.
He kind of like cocks his head and he's like, go with Rubato.
Yeah. Usually people stick to that.
So, as far as getting near our IRL timeline here, and I think we're relatively close to a passable ending point here. To quote Samuel L. Jackson, go the to sleep. Dakota, that's the best end of a session I've heard yet.